Good morning. Have we signed anyone yet? Who knows? Are Tottenham going to do any business? Who knows? All I can tell you, Ben's made it, Cooper's made it, I'm here, and so are you. So let's get going. Hi, good morning, and welcome to Tottenham Tantrum Gold, your home of classic games, classic content, classic debate, and classic everything else you can think of. Everything to do with Tottenham and their history. Not this charade of a transfer window. We will show you when Tottenham did buy players. This morning, I'm joined by my usual two co-hosts. Down below, this man has his own channel now. He's going to be bigger than us. He's going to be bigger than we are Tottenham TV. He's going to be bigger even than the Irish Hotspur. He's even going to be bigger than the Queen of England in this country. He is the one. He is the only. Ben, the Irish Jewish man. Coffee shop man. There you go.
I mean, it's a great intro. Can't ask for anything more than that, can we? How are we all today?
Do you know what, Ben? I actually forgot your last name. My brain's gone dead this morning. So I do apologise, Ben. And beside me, well, this man's with me everywhere I go. He's with me everywhere. On the stream, I mean, not off stream, on here. He is my co-host in the mornings. He does the evening shows. He even does his own show with Phil on a Friday night where anything goes. He is the master of disaster. He is the main man. He's Iron Coover 99. How are you, Coover?
Good here, good here. You said master of disaster. Reminds me of Apollo Creed off the Rocky films.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I look just like him. It's the hat.
Yeah, it's the hat, yeah. Yeah, you look a bit like Muhammad Ali.
I think we're going in the wrong direction here, mate.
Well, you sound like him. You come out with these quotes. That's what I was trying to get at.
Okay, let's move on.
Do you float like a butterfly and sting like a bee?
No. Sting like a butterfly and move occasionally.
Yep, that's the one.
All right, shall we get some of the comments in?
Might as well. This is running out of steam quickly. Wayne Bonner, good morning, mate. Good morning, everyone. Have we signed 58 top quality players yet? I think we're just shy of that total at the moment, though. But
I think
we'll soon see.
Yeah, I think Daniel Levy's just trying to see what's in his piggy bank this morning, and he's found out he's only got £1.58p. So,
what, in Levy's piggy bank? Get over. Yeah, and the rest. He has offshore piggy banks.
Or did I mean Tottenham's piggy bank?
Oh, yeah.
He's realised.
Yeah.
He's realised, we're 700 million in debt. Oh, shit.
Wayne saying again, why did we let McCandy go? I was under the impression he was on the road to first team squad. That's what I would have thought as well. Perhaps they just didn't think they were going to give him enough playing time to develop. Hopefully it's going to be one of those ones where we've got the clause in for a buyback, reasonable price buyback.
We do.
Because they can work.
Yeah, there is a buyout clause in it.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morning, Moon Dog.
Morning. And he's asking straight away any signings. I know who else is going to ask that when we get to him.
Yeah. Have we signed anyone? Let me think. No.
In fact, you've missed out some.
Have I?
Yep.
I missed out a bloody load, didn't I?
You did.
I'm not with it this morning.
Sorry,
guys.
You're sacked. Get Baldini in. He can run this.
You're fired. Oh, no.
Brad.
Sugar's taken over. We know where that's going.
His stomach sacked himself. Paul Brown, he's saying, morning, Dermot, Cuba, Phil, all in chat. Proven marquee signings with PL experience incoming. Yeah, and pigs will fly. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Paul's also there. Does Marcandi the exit sell by need philosophy truly spell our ambition? Depends how they've done it, doesn't it? I mean, if it's easy to get hold of them again, you could look at it as them paying us to develop the player for a year or a few years, and then we're getting back on the cheap. Everybody benefits that way.
It
So
does. It certainly does.
it's not always a bad thing selling them when you've got the right clause in there. Mark Cousins saying, "Morning lads, have we signed anyone yet?" That's the greeting Mark always gives.
Yeah.
Also, I did my best to big up your channel last night. You did indeed.
Yes,
Thank
he
you
did.
very much,
Yeah.
mate. Yeah, rampant advertising. That's what we like to call it.
Well, I tell you, between that and me going on with Ben, we ended up getting another 5 or 6 new subscribers last night at the end of that.
We did. It's nice. It's very nice.
I think we're at 279 now.
We are.
So
And
we're
we're
getting
slowly taking over. We're taking over the Irish
Yeah.
Hotspur YouTube
It's
channel very
happening.
slowly.
It's happening.
We're
branching out,
commandeering it.
branching out into the coffee world as well now, properly,
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moondog, morning. Any signings?
morning. Yeah, we've signed Ben and his new coffee show. That's our new signing.
He's launched a takeover bid. I'm telling you. There's
What
was that 30 subscriptions in the first day, Ben? Was it
41?
41? Bloody hell! It's more than we had.
We didn't get that in the first week.
I mean, it's all down to the Hotspur Army, isn't it?
Gaguma, lovely to see you, Gaguma. And saying good morning to us.
Yeah.
Don't
forget the TTG army that's helped you too, Ben.
Right, so there's the Hotspur Army is one in entirety, being the Harris Army. We are Tottenham TV, Tottenham Tantrum Gold. We're all here together. Tottenham on tour, Talking Ball. We're all one family at the end of the day.
Philip Brady saying good morning, gents. Good morning, my friend.
To
Good to join us again.
The godfather of the Hotspur family.
The voice of reason, I think we like to think of as Philip.
Yeah.
Tiago, good of you to join us as well, mate.
Good
Buenos
morning,
dias.
Hermanitos.
Hermanitos. I just want to say, want some signings, the same as everybody else, I think. We're just sick of waiting.
I don't think we're going to get anything. I'm sorry to be the doom and gloom and despair of everyone, but I don't think we're going to sign anyone.
It would be typical if we didn't, but let's have a little bit of hope. Maybe it might happen.
Yeah.
Pigs might fly comment comes to
mind. That's true.
Chris Agomba saying good morning. Oh, good morning, mate. Good of you to join us.
Good morning, Chris. Thank you. They're just talking between themselves. Oh, here's my favourite fella. I love this name. I really do.
Right out lane. Morning, mate.
Yeah. He said a message yesterday. He went beep beep beep. I missed it. Well, I told him to hit that bell, and then you will get here on time. Here's my Irish brother. Good morning, John
Fitzpatrick. Always good to see you, mate.
Yep. And there's the lovely Kim.
Good
morning, Kim.
Morning, my lovelies, she says. Morning, Kim. Always good to see you.
Yeah.
Great supporter of all the channels is Kim.
Yeah, she is. This one is from Moondog. A good comment, actually.
Moondog saying, I'm so pissed off. Why didn't we just go out and get who we were after instead of dragging it out for weeks? Look at Traore. What is it? 20 million, and it's dragged on and on. Welcome to Club Levy. That's the way it's always done. Even when it's on a cheap signing, it's dragged out for weeks, isn't it?
Yeah. And we got this one from Kim.
Kim saying, just got back from the training ground. Did a mercy run for Mr. Daigle. Food, coffee, thermal socks and gloves. Brilliant. Love to hear it.
It wasn't my coffee though, so it didn't happen.
Yeah, that's.
I've actually sent the link to this show to Brian. So Brian may be joining us. We don't know yet, but he may be.
Let's hope so. See how it goes.
Yeah,
I love the fact he's making another stand. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Another Roman reporter for Tottenham Tantrum Gold. We've now got two of them.
That's right. Yeah. It's all an advertising stunt for this channel.
It is. Right.
He's okay but cold, Kim says.
Sorry, they were just all talking to each other, Coop. That's why I was flicking through them.
It was pretty nippy this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It was nippy over here and all. Derek Hutchinson, good morning, sir. It's a good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, mate.
Philip Brady, we need to know the real purpose of Levy's visit to Joe Lewis. I have one in mind.
He went to John Lewis.
I have one in mind, but it's too rude to say on YouTube.
I think they were just out there to drink champagne and laugh at the mugs that support Tottenham.
And get loads of escorts in.
I think he's got to buy an air fryer.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, Lord.
What else we got? Kim saying, "Moondog speak heap up, big truth."
Yeah.
Um,
They're just speaking to each other, really, aren't they?
yeah, just saying hello to
See
each
if there's
other.
any more. Oh, here we go. Got Mark Cousins here.
He said, "Just watched Chris Cowley's update. Traore may be a loan with obligation, but there are plans for 800 more homes." Well, that's the big bit, isn't it? It's the 800 more homes.
Oh yeah, let's all get excited about home. Yeah,
forget the football. It's all about the housing.
And I bet you them homes are not going to go to people that need them. They're going to go to the people.
Well,
that don't
actually,
need
to be fair, some of it is going to be social housing. Apparently,
you have to. By law, you have to.
Yeah,
I bet they won't bloody give a lot though.
30% of the houses in any new development has to be affordable housing.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. I don't think there's enough social housing, especially in England.
No, there isn't. Especially in areas where I live. Tottenham is fine. The city is fine. There are plenty of social houses. But for young people, there are no houses.
I remember going to Tottenham when I was a kid because my uncle used to live in Tottenham. And this is going back in the late 80s and 90s, and Tottenham was pretty run down then. But the club did more then for the community than they do now.
I'd say they still do quite a lot. You don't get a lot of press coverage for a lot of the things that's going on. That's always seemed to be the problem, I think.
Yeah.
You might have a lot of initiatives coming, and then it's just not interesting to the likes of Sky News and that. I mean, they just want the football transfers and they want manager news and big headline makers. So I think the club actually does do quite a bit. Could they do more? Possibly.
Yeah,
certainly could do more at the ground for fans.
Yeah, all that food's going to a food bank. Actually, the food from the Arsenal game.
That's a classy move. That's a good move.
It is.
Yeah. You mentioned it last night, Ben, and I just want to say that I backed you what you said last night on Dave's show. I thought you very well what you said. I think fans should attack Joe Lewis and Daniel Levy as persons, as human beings, not for anything else. There's no justification for anything, race, colour, or anything like that. It should be just about the football and the football club and them as human beings. So, Ben, when you said last night on Dave's channel, I back you 100% on that, sir.
Yeah, totally right. Have we heard a lot of slurs against Levy for being Jewish or anything?
Oh yeah, well, I've seen them.
Yeah,
I saw it in the group chat, even the WhatsApp group chat. There was stuff in there was an article posted, which I looked at, and it was all like Jews are taking over the world. Jews are doing this. Jews are doing that. Jews are trying to build another country in Argentina. Like it was just like it was. Keep calm. It's Levy that's the problem. It's not what his family's fault. It's him. It's Lewis.
That was a really weird one about they're trying to build another the Argentinian bit. I just looked at it and thought, who are these people that are writing it? I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
It was the Death Ray
one. Get suspicious when you see that sort of headline.
It was the laser one that I found funny.
Oh, that was funny. That was an American woman that said that last year. That was Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was absolutely hilarious. And we all now say, "Oh, are you going to work on the space laser this week?" Yes, I am. And I've got control of the button.
Me and Ben, because I'm Irish and Ben's Jewish, we've saw the bad end of racism. Both of us have as kids growing up. And my family, I mean, my mother wouldn't even get served in the local shops when the troubles were happening. They wouldn't serve her or my father. Walk in, we're trying to get a bit of meat for the family roast, chicken or a bit of beef or something. So I'm not signing your account, serving your account. And it's racism is wrong. And anyone in this channel does anything with racism against Ben, against Ben's community, against the Irish, even against the English, for Cuba and Phil, you will be banned from this site and from this stream immediately. No timeout, no nothing.
I don't think we have anything to worry though, mate.
No.
We've got a really good crowd, haven't we?
Yeah, we do.
We have. But I'm just saying, if anyone new comes in, racism is not. We're all here as one.
Absolutely. Zero tolerance on discrimination, yeah. Unless it's a gooner. Discriminate against gooners, that's fine.
Yeah, within reason.
Within reason, yes. Yeah. Football in terms only.
I agree what you said last night, Ben, and you know yourself, Ben, you may have been through a lot as kids.
Yes, we have.
Even Kuba's been through it as well, I suppose.
No, I'm lucky.
No.
Let's get back to the football.
Let's go back to the football.
Yeah. Let's get back to the football.
I just wanted to say that I'm backing you all the way, Ben, on that. So sorry, that was on my mind last night and this morning, so I just had to get that off my chest. So sorry.
Kim saying Enix's true plan is to redevelop our part of North London. THFC are there into the area. Yeah. Certainly does seem to be that way. Kaguma just replying to Derek. Woodford boy, on the other side of Epping from you.
Oh, we'll see each other someday, Kim.
And I was born in Tottenham, North Middlesex Hospital. I came into life.
I was born in Goodmays in Redbridge, so technically I'm an East Londoner. So
technically, I think my ex-mother-in-law was born within the Sound Bells. I can't remember the full name of it.
The Bow Bells.
She was a proper Cockney. My ex-mother-in-law.
If mum had hung on a couple more hours, I would have been Tottenham born as well. On Essex instead.
But because my mother was from Ireland, I was automatically an Irish citizen, and I took my rights up to be Irish. So I've stuck with that ever since.
I'm still entitled to an Irish passport, so I might get it.
I had mine. I had my first one. I had 10 Ben.
Right.
Even though my mother was from Northern Ireland and my father was from Southern Ireland. If I was a professional footballer, I could have played for the Republic, Northern Ireland. My uncle was born in Scotland, and my mum's side was from Wales, so I could have played for all the countries: England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and the Republic.
It's good stuff. Right.
And
which one did you pick then?
The Republic of Ireland.
Brian saying, lads, hope all's well. I'm getting worried by the lack of transfer news. Not much time left to get 2 to 3 quality players in. We need a lift massively.
Yeah.
# back Conte. We do indeed. Agree with every word. Just not. I don't see it happening. Maybe. I think we're going to hope for is a few. Ones we're going to lock down for signing permanently in the summer. Maybe get a loan player, something like that. Loan with option to buy or promise to buy, but I'm even doubting we're going to get Traore, to be honest. And I don't even want him. That's how bad it is for me.
He's a good squad player.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's a good squad player. I think he is. He's a danger. And it means he can't play well against us.
No, but it looks like a bouncer. That's what he reminds me of, the bouncer in the door of a nightclub.
Maybe he's the new hitman. Maybe we've got 2 hitmen.
Maybe. Looks more like a wrestler or an NFL player than me, but never mind. Kim saying, I was going to ask about that, Ben. The Patagonia, that takeover link that Danny linked.
If you want to talk about that, send me a message personally, Kim, and we can have a chat about it. Well, we're going to move on for that.
I don't mean to be nasty here, but I know the Falklands War and everything, but even Argentina couldn't take over the Falklands War, to be fair. So how are you going to take over an entire nation, Ben?
With coffee.
Easy enough answer.
Oh Lord, it's like
not just coffee, but damn fine coffee.
Yeah. It's like Jeremy Clarkson going to Argentina, right, with the number plate. I swear to God, when they did that on Top Gear, that was put on deliberately. It
wasn't. It was funny because it actually wasn't. That's how funny it was.
And then it's funny, all them years later, it's still
Yeah, the car's still there.
It's still a very touchy subject in some parts of Argentina.
Yeah, it is. Moving on.
Got to point out to Ben, you got a nice bit of froth on your beard.
Yeah, I do.
just means you're enjoying it, mate. Here we go. Right Heart Lane saying, I grew up until about 10 as a Christian. Now I'm an atheist. I think that's the same for a lot of us, mate. It's a standard of the C of E upbringing, I think, in this country. Yeah. Kim B saying racism is ignorance, pure and simple. It is indeed.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Carl Simpson, good morning, gents and kids.
Morning, Carl.
Good morning, Carl.
Morning, mate. Kids, I meant chat.
I'm the kid here, apparently.
Yeah, that's probably us on Friday, the Friday show. True Set 3, I come from a mixed family and I choose Spurs primarily because my wife is Jewish and I'm Irish. My uncles are African American, etc. So you know the truth hates racism and is the reason I joined Spurs. Good for you, mate. Good for you.
I tell you, Tottenham do more for that sort of thing. And I tell you, I'm very proud of Tottenham's taking the knee and everything and the fans clapping. That shows the majority of the Tottenham fan base. A good 99.9% are sensible people.
Yeah, of course. I'd like to think it's the same with most clubs, but some have a very loud minority, don't they? Yeah, we've always been really good multiculturally, I think.
It's even like booing the anthems at international level. Even that's all wrong.
There it is.
Yeah. Derek Hutchinson, I hate racism. Damn right, mate.
Here's my Irish brother.
John Fitzpatrick, Dermot, they'll never beat the Irish.
No, they never will beat the Irish. And even got that on Dave's show last night before we left. I went to everyone goes quiet. Before we press the button, you never beat the Irish.
Chris Agonwa, I was born in Epping. Seems to be a popular one. Right Heart Lane, I was born and raised in Essex. I'm an Essex lad myself. And Gaguma just replying, I was born in North Mid. Edmonton.
Kim, were you born in North Middlesex Hospital? That means I was born in Edmonton, which isn't too far from Tottenham. But were you born in North Middlesex Hospital as well?
Yeah. I think that confirms it.
Yeah.
I like Nerf Mid myself.
Yeah, Nerf Mid.
Big up Gaguma, says Brian. We're waiting expectedly. Absolutely.
Well, technically, I think people born there are technically Tottenham, North London Cockneys. Apparently, I think there's something. If you're born around that area,
if you're born in Debden, if you're born in the Debden area, you're definitely a Cockney now. Because all the Cockneys have moved to bloody Essex. They've all moved to Debden.
I think you have to be born on the centre circle during a match.
Yeah.
That just means you're Tottenham.
The day I was born, we lost 2-0 away to Leeds at Ellen Road that day. And I wanted to know in the chat, what was the Tottenham score on the day you were born?
Weren't playing.
Oh, cool. You were born in the summer then?
Yeah.
Ben?
I don't know. I'm looking it up.
Ben's looking it up. Let everyone be on their keyboards now. Kim saying hi, Carl. I love this one from John. I was born on the side of a road on the way to the hospital. True story. Like many of us, John. Like many of us, to be fair. Get caught. Wasn't there a baby born over the Atlantic? And because it wasn't over one country, it couldn't find its nationality. So they took it from the plane he was in, and he was on an American plane. So he's automatically an American citizen. My two co-hosts have gone pretty shocked here. What's wrong?
I've just worked out. I actually was. There was a match on my birthday.
Yep, I'm looking it up. Looking it up.
13th of August, 1971 for me. Wolves 2, Spurs 2.
Ooh, Tottenham played on the 3rd that year, and it was against Newcastle, and we drew it 3-3. Goals from Barnby, Klinsmann, and Anderton.
So you've got a defeat and 2 draws. All we want is now one from Phil. Does Phil get the win?
Probably will. Bloody Hollywood. John Fitzpatrick, I was born on the... Oh, yeah, did that one.
Hang on. Yeah,
I think you said that one a second ago.
Yeah.
Kim saying we should have got all our ducks in a row before the window opened. Absolutely.
Yes, we should have.
Just got a bit of breaking news. Toro's come out and said he wants to join Tottenham due to Conte's big emphasis on the wing-back areas.
Well, let's hope so. Well,
I think he might make a good wing-back, Big defender.
I just don't think he can play football. That's the big problem. He can run, yeah.
Is it any better than Emerson?
No. I prefer Emerson.
Yeah. Ryan, morning, Ryan. How are you, sir?
Yeah, morning, mate. I believe Conte is gone at the end of the season. Yeah, I'm strongly suspecting that as well.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard whimperings, and I'll talk to them about you in the end chat. We can have a chat. I've heard some cool stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
What's that, Ben?
I've heard some cool stuff that I'll talk to you about after the stream. Two pieces of hopefully good news.
Let's end the stream. Cut.
Yeah. Put it in the private chat there, Ben.
No, sorry. Wait till after, mate.
No, I can. But once somebody says something, I've got to know it straight away.
Yeah, well, it might be too much to do, mate. Carl said, I guarantee by the end of the day we'll have had a bid accepted for Traore. It is coming.
Yeah. I mean, if that's our only signing, Cove, that is a bad January transfer window.
Yep. Need to refresh the squad, and we're not doing it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even mind so much if the academy players actually do get into the team, actually give them throw in a few starts. I certainly didn't choose Spurs for the football, says Truth Sets Free. Yeah, well, lately it's hard to sort of argue that. I chose them for the great.
I was born and bred in Kent. And White Hart Lane says he's just popping to the shops. I love that, man. He even tells us when he's going to walk his dogs. It's brilliant.
Right on the pulse of things, yeah. Moondog saying Levy is building all those houses ready for all our signings.
Oh, yes.
Oh, dear. Kim was saying I was born under a bad sign, a cockerel.
Yeah.
And then we've got Carl Simpson here.
There we go. I was born 26th of October 82 and we beat Brighton 1-0 and Garth Crooks scored the winner. Hooray, we found somebody that was born on a winning day.
Yeah, Carl Simpson gets the first one.
Moondog, on my birthday, Spurs travelled to South Africa for an end of season tour by the National Football Association and they were easily defeated 5-1.
Well, that sucks.
That does suck.
Mark Cousins, 3rd of the 10th, 70 when he popped out and we drew 1-1 at Derby.
So we've got 3 draws, 1 win, 2 defeats at the moment.
Moondog, 1963, he's saying.
We won a trophy.
Right.
I mean, that just beats it. That blows us all out the window.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I was born the year we got relegated. That says a lot about me, doesn't it?
You've started it now, Ben. You've got to share, says John Fitzpatrick.
You've got to keep them wanting. Stay tuned.
Have you read it yet, Coover?
Oh, no, I haven't yet.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. It's about we're signing Mr. Blobby and the banana splits. That's who we're signing.
We are.
Look at Cooper's face. Oh, that's so funny.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Oh, you people have no idea.
No, you don't.
It's like poesy.
It's like
right.
That's put a smile on our faces.
That would be good. Right. Yeah. Here we go. I can't think of anything else now.
Forget top 4. Definitely now.
Should we put game on? No, right. John Fitzpatrick, forget top 4. He's saying, possibly, because it's going to be very difficult if we start getting some injuries and the amount of games coming thick and fast. It's bound to happen. Tiago saying, Fabrizio Romano about Tottenham transfers. Adama wants to join Tottenham because of Conte's emphasis on the wing backs. Right,
I just
touched on that earlier. Yeah. Also, Fabrizio Romano about Tottenham. Spurs and Ajax still negotiating for Bergwijn. It's a complicated one. One of the issues is the player wages. Always is.
Oh, yeah.
We bump them up to silly levels,
Yeah.
and then nobody wants to buy them again after that.
I don't think we should get rid of Bergwijn, personally. I think he should be given another year. He started to play well, and now we're getting rid of him.
He'll just be injured a week after he signs a new
That's
deal.
the problem. Yeah, just get rid of him then. It's one of those two.
Yeah. Paul Brown saying Kimby and I having our ducks in a row would imply an organised football club. God forgive the idea. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. If it comes to buildings and finance, no problem. When it comes to football, it's what does this button do?
Yeah, rubbish. It's like DD.
Mark Cousins, does this mean we're we got to tune in to Ben later to find out? Oh, that's a good thing. Is it a tempter for your channel, mate?
Yeah, it is. Join us at 2:00 when you won't find out the news, or will you?
You're doing a proper launch today, aren't you? It was a sort of trial run yesterday.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Be nice. Gaguma Kuva, your face. That's so cute. Oh, because I'm all excited. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Truth sets free, regardless of your opinion with us, and no country of people being perfect, I commend my country for not allowing any racism at games. You're dealt with and shamed. Italy was a disgrace allowing racism.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Italy's the worst for it.
Spain pretty bad as well.
I mean, with Italy, they hate each other. I mean, if you see Juventus versus Napoli, the entire game they chant, hopefully that Vesuvius will erupt again. I mean, it's just horrific.
I tell you a funny story. We went to an England-Ireland match at Wembley back in the 90s, early 90s. And I was only a young kid at the time. Anyway, we were getting bottles chucked to us of, all I can describe is you wouldn't drink it, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So anyway, my uncle getting pelted with this, but my uncle was sort of putting it all into a bigger bottle. Right, and I'm thinking, what the hell is he doing? And he stuck a little hole at the top of it. So he went up to the sort of tide of old Wembley, right? And where the fans that were chucking at us, he got 2 bottles and he just started squeezing the bottles. And he didn't know where it was coming from. Oh, it's the most funniest thing.
That's the way to deal with it. That's the way.
He just kept saying, "You'll never beat the Irish. You'll never." It was the most funniest thing.
Never do that. Never do that.
No, don't do it. But
Carl Simpson saying, Ben, your stream was great yesterday. Nice and chilled. It was.
It was, Ben. I watched it for a while yesterday. I was out yesterday, so I did watch it for a while. It was brilliant.
I was joining in with the chat first of all, and I thought, you know what, I'm chilled. I'm going to go lie down on the bed. So I watched it for a while, and I don't know whether it's a compliment or an insult, but I just drifted off to sleep after a bit.
That was the idea of the channel.
It's nice, yeah. It was just chilled, nice and
Ben
relaxed.
has that audio book voice that you listen to reading the book, and he just put you to sleep. Tom Hiddleston's another one. I listened to him read audio, but
that's the thing. I needed some actual coffee, and it would have been fine then. Can't just be soothed and then not have coffee. Gagoon was saying I was watching Korean football YouTube earlier, and they were talking about Traore deal too. Wonder if it will go through soon. Maybe not. Let's think. How many days left? Couple of weeks, near enough.
13 days
enough
left.
time for Daniel Levy to haggle one transfer deal. Going to be tight. Moondog, Heung-min Son and Eric Lamela have won back-to-back Puskás Awards for their incredible goals for Spurs. Brilliant.
Yeah, he's the first chairman to do that in Tottenham history. There you go.
First chairman.
We're going to have to build a trophy cabinet for all the Puskás Awards we're going to win, because it's the only thing we're winning.
This is something. Derek Hutchinson agreeing Ben's stream's very relaxing. It was. Carl Simpson, when I was watching it, I ignored one of my work calls and didn't want them to stress me out.
Oh, it's the point of my stream. So if you're ever stressed, because Brian is doing his stream at 2:00 today, I'll be running alongside him. But if that's a really stressful stream, so if you want to move away from that stream and just give it 10, 15 minutes just to chill out, we're here for you.
Like I said, it's Bob Ross, but with coffee.
Yeah, basically, it's what I'm going for.
Yeah, especially when you get the little designs on top of the coffee, so it ties in very well then.
We're getting there.
And one more Soul Taker. Good morning, guys. How's Brian's day out going? We might be getting an update for him at some point. If we're lucky, we'll see. He said he'll keep us in the loop if he's able to. But a lot of goings on.
There is.
Okay.
Just had Brian Daigle live from Tottenham Hotspur training ground, and we are Tottenham TV. You're right, Coach.
Yeah, I was just catching up on a couple of comments that were coming through. Oh, there was a lot more. Right. That's it. That is if Brian hasn't been arrested by them. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's King Arthur.
I don't think he's on private property at that point now, is he? He's not. Public, so he should be all right.
You may hear breaking news. He breaks into Levy's office. Big up, King Arthur.
Yeah, great show again, guys. Who loves your baby? King Arthur. Who loves your baby? Who's loving your baby? That's Kojak, isn't it?
It is Kojak, yeah. That was a great program from the 70s, Kojak.
Iconic, yes, indeed.
Yeah. He wasn't the best Bond villain when he played Blofeld in that crap Bond film. The only one that I will never watch.
Did Telly Savalas really play him?
Yeah, he did on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Don't really remember that one very well.
Well, of course, yeah, they got an Australian fella to play James Bond after Sean Connery.
Oh, Roger Lazenby, wasn't it?
Yeah. George Lazenby.
Roger Lazenby. And then Roger Moore, I'm thinking.
And then Sean Connery took over, did one more. He did Diamonds Are Forever, and then Roger Moore then took over after that.
And then Roger Moore came back again with You Only Live Twice or something like that.
He did. Roger Moore did Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun,
Moonraker, Spy Who Loved Me, For Your Eyes Only, and then A View to a Kill. Octopussy as well.
Yeah, so he's done 7 altogether.
In case I haven't forgotten one. Anyway, right. Who else we got? Yeah. Gaguma just replying, Ben, you have a customer. He's off. He has got a customer.
Yeah, I like that. We don't mess with Dermot's uncle. It was true. He was brilliant. I didn't even know where he was going at that point, Kuma. Next thing you hear the fans go, "What the Jesus? What's happening?" And he was pouring all their stuff you couldn't drink on top of it. It was so funny.
Right. Stephen Cartwright, morning, mate. Morning, boys. Hope you're well.
Stephen
Just seen Brian live on We Are Tottenham TV.
Yeah.
And Carl saying Brian's jumping the wall to get to Levy. Let's hope not. I don't want to get him into trouble.
Good King Arthur, she's saying Gaguma.
Yeah. No, Brian is on the entrance, which is considered to be public highway, so Brian has every right to protest. Quite right.
He has. He's doing it for all of us.
And he shall.
Yeah, he's doing it for all of us.
And King Arthur saying again, Kim and I supplied Brian this morning with coffee and bacon rolls, plus thermal socks and gloves. Poor bugger was frozen. Brilliant stuff, mate. Glad to hear it.
Well done. God,
right,
it took us 39 minutes to get through the comments. We had a lot of comments this morning.
Oh, it's nice people talking, things to say.
It is. We've got another one here. Maybe we could have a prestigious cabinet in place for all the achievements of ex-players are only claim to fame. True.
Achievement, yeah. There'll be something. It'll be something.
I'll go through the Tottenham news while probably you're looking for a quick game to put on.
I've got one ready whenever we are.
Okay. Well, this is the only one I think that matters today, and I like the word in it. Leicester are set to be without 11 players for the Spurs clash tomorrow. Do you think it will be called off?
Ooh, if they get any more, it probably will. But then again,
But-
they're not Arsenal, so they might be forced to play it anyway.
Yeah. Maybe they've got players out with hangovers or they stomped a little
could
toe.
be, could be.
Yeah.
It's Arsenal you've got to feel sorry for because they got some difficult games. And
I'm still
if
fuming
one of their
over
players
that.
has some hurt feelings, it might get turned off. Called
I'm
off.
still fuming over that. That's a disgrace. That should be investigated.
Yeah, but it won't be, will it?
What should be investigated? What?
Arsenal
Ben should be
postponing the game.
investigated for making damn good coffee.
Yes, I should. You can find me here.
Lots of investigators, please. Hundreds.
And we're going to send Barney the dinosaur even to try some as well with his bubbles.
You pull out some very strange ones sometimes, Tom. I'm a bit concerned, but we'll keep going. Stephen Cartwright saying, "Can Brian eat bacon rolls?"
He shouldn't have them, but he does have them. Whatever.
King Arthur saying, "Hi, Gaguma, my little darling," and just saying hello. I hope you're okay. Right.
What game are you putting on, sir?
I've got 3 we can go for today. I've got Manchester United against Spurs in the 1962 FA Cup semi-final.
Wow.
It's only 15 minutes of the game, but it's good quality and it's a bit of fun.
Let's put that on.
Let's do
that. Is that from Duck Jive as well?
It is from Duck Jive, as always. I'll preamble with that is there you go. There's an advert on the screen for him as well.
Oh, there it is.
Duck Jive 1. If you want to go over and see this game with the original soundtrack, along with many other Spurs games and England matches, he's still uploading on a regular basis. Absolutely tons of footage. Some really good, interesting documentaries along with the football as well. Please get over and support his channel, like and subscribe it, share it. He really deserves the extra numbers. He's put a lot of work into his channel. We're thriving off it as well. So there you go, Duck Jive 1.
And this is from Hillsborough, I think, wasn't it, this match?
It is from Hillsborough. Yes, it is indeed.
They've got the alphabet on the side of the... Why have they got the alphabet? What are they doing? Barney the dinosaur?
Yeah, well, they had it at the old White Hart Lane as well in the 60s and 70s, the alphabet for some reason. Why was that, Coof?
Sorry, they had what?
It's the alphabet.
The alphabet.
I don't know.
Not even the full alphabet.
It's a bit bizarre, isn't it? I wonder if there is a logical reason for it. Perhaps they're just running out of letters. They'll put it on somewhere.
And there was the Leppin's End stand there. Very famous maiden. We nearly had our own Hillsborough in 81. And nothing was done about it then.
All I can think of for the lettering there's a few little things beside it as well, like scores and things written there. I wonder if it's for little competitions when they're playing mini games or something, and you have little groups perhaps, and they'll hang something over there on each one. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Right. We have a few more comments here, Coof. We got Derek Hutchinson saying football on, Levy out.
I like that.
I don't. Guguma's just saying hi to Arthur and big up Duck Jive. David Hutchinson, I was at that game.
Oh, nice.
Wow. I mean, you had the likes of Georgie Best and Bobby Charlton and all that playing here, didn't you?
Did indeed.
And they got... What was the score of this game?
Oh, well, you
I
have
have
to
to find
just
out?
watch that. Yeah.
I think George Best never won an FA Cup, didn't he?
Don't
think he did.
No, possibly not, I suppose. All I know is, Ben, is this the 62 semi-final and we won the cup in 62. So I think we might be on for a good game.
Yeah, that's good.
Carl Simpson here. Apparently, Luis's new contract will be today or tomorrow, and Paratici is directly talking to Juve about the Babla and McKennie.
Dybala and okay.
So let's hope we are starting to get active.
I mean, if we can somehow get Dybala into the club, that would be a sign-in. That would be a real sign-in. That's a proper sign-in. That gets us top 4, in my opinion. Dybala with Kane up front.
I hear mixed things about McKennie, though, I must admit.
I do as well, but he's an American, which means we'll get the American audience. So it would be worth it from a... And apparently Conte prefers McKennie over Kessié because he wants to play McKennie and Skippy or McKennie and Højbjerg, so they're a bit more agile.
I'm going to say that I feel sorry for Højbjerg because him and Kane have been overused and they're tired.
They have.
And people that saying that Højbjerg is not a good player they're talking out of their
Jaxie.
Yeah. White Hart Laney says he's back, guys, from the shop. What did you buy from the shop? Did you get a few bits and pieces?
Did you get a Whisper Gold?
Yeah. Mike Cousins says the alphabet was the football scores, I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'll let you read this one out, please. Sorry. Yeah, he's still doing this. Sorry.
Sushant Basal, good of you to join us again, my friend. Hello, guys. Love to see you all. Love you all. See you soon at the Lane.
Fingers crossed if I can get my ticket. As Ben knows, I'll be there on the 13th of February. I can't wait.
King Arthur saying, Dermot, Coover, Phil, let me know and I'll be happy to appear on your show, especially as I'm over COVID now. Big up, guys. Oh, well, we can do that. We can do that. We'll get to you on some point for a time to come on. Perhaps doing your. Did we do Arthur's best 11 already? I've got a feeling he might have talked us through it briefly, but we'll have to do a favourite Spurs moments and
get him on the morning show as well. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
We'll get
back to you anyway, Arthur. Definitely.
Yeah, I'd love to get Arthur on more because his experience and his history of Spurs will be. I could listen to Arthur for hours because he must have some stories about Tottenham over the years.
Barry Ambrose, morning, mate. Letters was for the halftime score. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Or halftime scores everywhere. I don't know. No.
Can I ask you a question? How? I don't understand that.
Was just sorry. I was going. Well, logically, it'll just be an easy way of identifying where to put things over the top of the wall there, or pin things on, so you know which place it goes in. So that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Right, Heart Lane saying, I haven't wanted anyone more for years than Dybala. He can play multiple positions. Certainly seems to be a good player. I've got this weird feeling, though, it's one of those ones that should have come back when we were first interested in them.
He's on the hot form at the moment. He does seem to be. He's on absolute fire at the moment.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, it could make a hell of a difference.
I see him playing in that Aguero position. If Kane can't play, he could easily do the Aguero position of being a short, lone front man with someone in behind him. He can play any position in the front four of the pitch. He's an absolutely insane player, and he's in his prime as well.
Can't argue with that. No. Gaguma replying to Carl. Carl saying that I bet Ndombele going the other way. Let's hope so. Anything that involves him going.
I mean, if we get Dybala and then Ndombele goes to bloody Juventus, Paratici deserves a knighthood.
Yeah.
And I just say Tottenham are 2-0 up here.
Let's go.
We are. Right Heart Lane saying cereal and crisps.
Good man.
Barry Ambrose.
Yeah.
Letter for scores at half-time and full-time.
I still don't get it. Maybe I'm ticked, but I actually don't get. Did they use the letters for the teams and then put the scores under the letters? Or did they use the numbers for, like, 1 is A, 2 is B, 3 is... I'm sorry for being a bit tick here. I apologise.
It's not like you can lift them off, those letters off to make the the words, unless there's lots of them on each stack, because you could have letters used for the same letters used for different teams. Otherwise, I don't know. Perhaps it makes sense to me that it would be like a layout where the layout goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Safe to say it's a long time before them having an electronic scoreboard.
Yeah, that's true.
Carl Simpson, you could play Kane in the number 10 and Dybala in the number 9 or vice versa. Yeah, that's it. Arthur Howard, I disagree regarding Dybala. How would he be in our dressing room? He alone would not give us top 4. He would be a great help. We need more defensive and midfield. Yeah, we definitely do need more.
But in winning mentality, he's won the league 9 years in a row. He expects to win, and we need that.
Also, we're not too far off top 4 as it is. If we've got somebody like that in, it might just be the difference. We might just scrape it. Certainly not going to win the league with this squad at the moment, just with him in it. But he might just make the difference to get that top 4 this season. Comes down to injuries again, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mark Cousins saying, so I can sort of remember the fixtures. Had a letter next to them in the programme.
I really still don't get it. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to guess what's going on as well. Never mind. It'll make sense.
What? Was it offside?
Offside, surely.
Boo!
About 2 of them offside, I think.
Arthur said, thank guys, love to White Hart Lane. I heard
Vlahovic isn't going to the scum. Yeah.
Well, it's like what I say. I'm interested in Mila Kunis, Scarlett Johansson, and Natalie Portman, but I'm not getting them, am I?
Do you know what? There is the greatest Tottenham player that ever lived, Mr. Jimmy Greaves, there, just in the picture there around the number 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to that talk about statues again. Even if you have just one statue, it would have to be him, I think.
Yeah.
Even ahead of Bill Nick.
Arthur makes a very brilliant point here. Every footballer person knows you always build your team from the back. I mean, I hate to say it. So you look at...
Yeah, but it's a question of availability, though. We might have to wait to get the right centre backs, the right midfielders. But if your chance comes to pick up somebody like Dybala, I suppose you better really take it. Same as Vlahovic. If we got a chance, we've got to sign it. Yes, we do need centre backs, and yes, we do need midfielders. But take what you can get when you can get it. The others will just have to wait, although we do need them.
Yeah, another centre back would be ideal.
Yeah. I'll carry on here because Dermot's throwing his toys around at the moment, I think. Barry Ambrose saying, game had letter and put the score to the letter. Yeah, that'll be it then.
No, we've conceded. When did Man United get black socks on their football kit? Was that a Sir Alex Ferguson thing? Because they're playing in red and...
No, it was before that. They certainly did that before Ferguson was there. I remember it in the early 1980s. They had black socks as well.
Or is it just for the colour clash because we're playing in navy?
Could be. I've said it before. I do like these shirts. Just no corporate, no sponsorship on the front. It's lovely.
Sorry about that.
Who are you having a fight with?
Huh?
You look like you're having a fight with yourself.
No, I had a can of drink and I knocked it all over the floor, so I had to go and quickly wipe it up before it...
Oh, bloody hell.
It spread to my battery on my laptop.
Yeah, special brews a nightmare to get out of stuff, mate.
It is, yeah. It really is, yeah.
Or it cleans everything as well, because vodka is a great cleaner.
It does.
Yeah.
Anyway, have we just scored another one? Yeah, it must be 4-1 up by now.
It seems like a pretty easy game anyway.
Yeah. I don't know, what they're chucking on the pitch.
I think it's pillows, so Man United have something to protect their arse when their arse hurt at the end of the game.
Or it could be the Man United fans that are getting peed off.
It will be, won't it?
Yeah. Even back in the early 60s, there were signs of hooliganism. Oh, Lord. And then Arthur said, Jimmy Greaves, my hero. I think he was everyone's hero. I disagree with you, Kev, with the comment you made. I think there should be one for Bill Nick and Jimmy Greaves built at the same time.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, ideally. But I mean, I'm saying if you had to pick just one, so at least something there.
It has to be Bill Nick first.
Well, I'd say Jimmy Greaves because it's the player. Because at the end of the day, it's the heroes on the pitch that matter the most.
Bill Nick was a player for us. He was a player, coach, head groundsman.
Yeah, but Jimmy Greaves is widely regarded as our greatest ever player. So that's my personal.
I agree with Dermot. What I would do is I would rebuild the picture of Jimmy Greaves. Of Bill Nick opening the gate to say welcome, and I would build that on the high road, opposite where you enter to go into the posh bit of the stadium. I'd have just Bill Nick with the gate, opening the gate.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what they should do. Yeah. That's a beautiful picture.
Don't get me wrong, there should be one of Jimmy Greaves.
Oh, yeah, they should.
I do agree with you, there should be. And there should be one of Danny Blanchflower. And even Glenn Hoddle, there should be a statue of Glenn Hoddle. Or Steve Perriman. But I do think you need one of Arthur Rowe and Bill Nick, because Arthur Rowe was the first manager to win this league title. The pushing one side, and Bill Nick.
Yeah. I'm not against the idea at all, Dermot. I'm just saying if you're only going to have one statue, for me it should be something on the pitch. It's the player. It's the players you see lifting the trophies. Those are the moments that stick in your mind most for me.
Do you know that one they have at United with Best, Law and Charlton? There should be one of Greaves, Nicholson and Danny Blanchflower together. And one statue. And then have one like they have up there. They got one of Matt Busby. Have one of Arthur Rowe then. Because everyone seems to forget Arthur Rowe won us our first back-to-back titles. And Tottenham were the first to do that, I think, in a very long time, back in the early 50s.
Well, I think more importantly, it was Arthur Rowe's push and run Spurs that laid the foundation for the way all clubs play today.
Yeah.
It's still based on that. Whoops, let's stop sharing a moment.
Where's Kim's number in the Irish Hotspur group chat? I can't find it.
Should we have half an hour of West Ham against Spurs?
Yeah.
69-70 season.
Is that Jimmy Greaves' first game back at the Lane with West Ham?
I believe it is. Yeah.
You're in the. Is Kim's in the group chat, right? The Irish Hotspur group chat. I'm trying to find their number.
Oh no! Wait a minute. I think Greaves is playing in this match. I'll just chuck it on anyway. Playing for us in this match. Let's find out. Right. Kim saying, Ben saying that's the popping the message in the chat. Right. Okay. May bring a guest or two. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cole saying a statue, all Lewis and Levy and the yacht outside the lane. Kim saying thank you. And Arthur saying even back then there were yobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Man United yobs, throwing cushions around like there's no tomorrow. Mark Cousins saying, if we're talking league titles for statues, we don't need a lot of brass. No, true, we don't.
No.
Arthur saying, always said that Sir Bill Nicholson and Jimmy Greaves would have had statues, plus Levy out.
Yeah. It's a disgrace that I think why Levy doesn't have statues is because he doesn't want anyone to take away from him.
What? Well, I can't believe it's that, surely.
So
I
why
saw
won't he
that.
allow? Why won't he allow statues out?
That's
Right.
the thing. That's the thing. They say they've got no policy on a policy of no statues. But if they just said why, at least people would
Yeah.
might get off their backs if there's they knew a solid reason for it. But they don't say. So we just assume it's them being a bunch of arseholes.
Why can we not call the stand after the Bill Nicholson stand or the Jimmy Greaves stand? I know we've got Bill Nicholson way, but do you know what I mean? It's pretty poor, um, pretty poor way of celebrating our greatest ever manager.
Yeah,
Kim
absolutely.
said, "I'm not in the Irish one," and then she said, "Hold on, I'm sure you're the one. You're in one of my groups." Okay?
I can't find her in any of the groups I'm in.
Problem is, we've had so many greats. We would have an avenue of statues by rights. Yeah, that's true. But you would pick the ones that rose to the top.
Sorry, what were we after for Kim again? Sorry, I was
I'm
trying
trying
to
to
find.
send her my number so she can contact me about where my shop is. Uh,
Right, if you put it in
And then
private,
Arthur said, Arthur Rose push and run side started it all off. Yeah, it did.
you
Ben,
got
pop it in private chat, and I can send it to Kim.
Oh, I got
And
a
then,
message.
Arthur Rose 50-50 one side did start it all. It actually started off with
Hey.
49-50.
What's up, brother? You good?
Yeah, how?
Yeah,
Just,
indeed. It
yeah,
was. It was
I just,
it was the push
I
and run
just
side that
removed
started.
Ben there for a minute there till he comes back on. Then he said, Ledley King got a mural. He's cool. Yeah,
Definitely is. See,
yeah,
that's another one. Legendary
yeah.
status. Um,
Who would you say was better, Waddle, Hoddle, or Gaza? Oh, there's only one for me. I'll let you go first, too, but there's only one for
well,
me.
so for me, you can eliminate Waddle from that. Great player for us, but he was nowhere
Yeah,
near as good as Hoddle.
no.
Gaza, on the other hand, I find very difficult to separate Gaza and Hoddle. They're very different sort of players, but both amazing. But I think Hoddle's sort of Mr. Tottenham for me. His skills are just absolutely sublime. Gaza brilliant though. I'd have him back any day of the week. Hard choice, but Hoddle for me.
Hoddle, Gaza was good some of the time. Hoddle was good all of the time. That's all I'm going to say on that. Kim Beattie, thanks, boys. Kim Beattie, speak of the devil. And then we've got this fella called Phil. Keeps popping into our channel. I don't know who he is. He's some fella from Hollywood, apparently. All these rich people think they can come onto our channel. Why don't you put some money into Tottenham, Phil? Rich guy, Hollywood Phil. Put your money where your mouth is, man. Come on. Back the team.
Hollywood Phil looked good last night, by the way, he says. Well, yeah,
But,
takes all sorts, I suppose.
it does it. He's sort of very So we took you off there, Ben, while you're
I mean,
Ben still.
dogs find each other asses quite nice. I mean,
Yeah. Is Ben still on the phone or is he coming on or
have you muted him, Dermot?
I think he muted himself.
All right.
Yeah, can't unmute your guest because of juicing it. See two.
Might still be talking.
This is more interesting. This is interesting than that. We could put a new caption
Gossip.
over his head. Ben, what's Ben doing?
He's talking to Brian.
Yeah.
All done.
All
Right.
done.
We take it you were talking to the Mr. Levy out man.
Yeah, but he's our roving reporter.
Is he coming on?
No, not at the moment. He's just he's called me because Kim asked him to send me his her number. So
Right.
we're all good.
Good. We've got a question here for you, Ben. Like you answer it. Who would you say was better, Waddle, Hoddle, or Gaza?
Oh, it's between Hoddle or Gaza. I mean, as a pure footballer, I think Hoddle is better player. But as a player you want in your team, it's got to be Gaza because that guy would just play on his own and he'd be the best player on the pitch. So I think I've got to give it to Gaza.
As I said, I disagree with you. I said Gaza was good some of the time. Hoddle was good all of the time.
It's very close. One day it'll be Gaza, one day it'll be Hoddle. It's a question that shouldn't be asked.
I think Hoddle trumps Gaza all the time. I mean, some of the games Hoddle. I mean, some of the games Hoddle. I mean, that game against Bayern Munich or Feyenoord, where he totally destroyed Feyenoord within a 20-minute period in the first half. I mean, passes that split the great Feyenoord side apart. I mean, Gaza couldn't. Yeah, Gaza scored some great goals for us, but Hoddle's better.
I think Hoddle is the greatest player this club's ever had, besides goals. The most talented player, one of the best leaders we've had in the club history.
Yeah.
I just think he had everything. So one day it will be. It's just those two. I don't think you play those two together and that would just be a well-beaten team.
And anything to this fella called Hollywood, Phil? Do you know? Do you think he should buy the club or put money into the club?
I think he should do his main thing, which is to pick up Adele.
Yeah.
He can't do anything else until he's done his what's it called? His main thing.
Yeah. That's it. Mark Cousins said Huddle definitely. Amir said those long shots were amazing. Great answer, lads. Nice one. Fantastic channel. Thank you very much indeed. I've got Guguma saying to know. She said, sorry if I've caused carnage.
Yeah.
Kim, this show is built on carnage.
Yeah,
we should see the Friday night show. That's even more carnage.
Need to get Kim on the Friday night show. It'd be even better. Need Kim and the rest on the Friday night show. It'd be legendary.
Who is the number 9? Guguma's asking.
Would be Bobby Smith, wouldn't it?
No. This is 69-70. So
Martin
it's
Shivers, I think.
Gilzine.
Gilzine.
The King of White Hart Lane, as people called him.
Yeah, Jimmy Greaves played number 8 at this point now of his career. There's Jeff Hurst. I tell you, West Ham had a brilliant youth academy in the 60s, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It's why they're still called the Academy of Football. It's why they're still called it, even though they don't produce players anymore.
Wow, they're so close to the pitch. Cool. There's the referee telling the photographer to move back.
I mean,
Arthur. Now, this is a man This is the man that he said 2 different types of player. Hoddle, Waddle, and Gaza were special, but Hoddle was something extra special. Yeah, he was. Hoddle was something else. And Tim B says Gaza was the best player I ever saw in the flesh.
Oh bloody hell!
Both with Dembele behind them. That's not a bad shout, actually. Are you all right, Coof?
Yeah. Just trying to look up a few things. I'm trying to work out whether we win this game or not. I don't think we do.
I
think
this
might be on the
I can't be the only one that picks us losing the game.
Well, I picked 3. I picked 3 in very quick succession this morning.
Yeah. Wow, a young Trevor Brooken met him. Great guy. He loved our club. He loved our club and players. Yeah, Trevor Brooken was a good player. Great commentator, John Motson. That's what I remember him for. Kim B, I'll be there to see if I can get Rez. Probably talking to about Ben. Levy's put the gates into storage to have the statue made of Bill at the gates, but I think he cancelled it. I mean, them gates at the old White Hart Lane. I mean, they should have put into a museum somewhere or something. It's ridiculous. I'd love to know what happened to the stuff. What happened? Is that clock still? Do you remember the clock that used to be beside the gates of White Hart Lane?
Mm-hmm.
Is that still there?
Good question. I don't know. Can't remember.
That's sort of one of the iconic pictures, wasn't it? That clock with the cock on the top of it.
I honestly can't answer that.
I don't know if it was at the corner pin. I think that clock come off the corner pin pub. But we'll find out anyway. And Arthur said those that looked like Clyde Best for the Spanners. He was a good player for them. Yeah, Clyde Best was. I think he was one of the earliest of black players to come into football. Um, him and who's the other? Who played for West Bromwich Albion? What was his name? Um, anyway, liked of him and Viv Anderson, and they took an awful lot of stick on the thing. And it's funny how society changed, Cuba, from the '60s, from the '50s, '60s, '70s, '80s, isn't it? Really, how mentality changed, society changed into more of a tribal thing for your football club, wasn't it? Because it wasn't so much down in the '50s and the '60s, but sort of in the '70s, something
Um,
changed, didn't it?
I'd say it was always there. It's just for some reason it just became more prominent, sort of
Yeah.
beginning of the 70s. Don't know why. Just
Yeah.
society changing in general. Perhaps more people discontent with things. So
Yeah.
take
Well,
it out.
you did have the winter of discontent, didn't you, in the '70s?
Did, yeah, but I don't think that's going to be solely responsible for football violence. But
No.
it can add to people being pissed off generally.
There's
Who
something in
knows?
the
Because
south.
even in the 1880s there was football violence.
Yeah, of course there was. And then look at Game of Thrones; they were always fighting and chopping each other's heads off.
That's yeah, the very early Spurs history during Game
Yeah,
of Thrones. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. The all come for Levy's like in
what's that? You'll
what?
never beat the North.
Yeah. Oh dear. And Mike Cousins said, "I handed the ball to Hoddle at White Hart Lane when I was around 10, like a vision of God stood in front of me."
Yeah,
Wow,
awesome. I never got to do that. All
that
the games I've been
surprises
to, I
me.
never got to hand the ball to a player. That was always wanted to.
I met Gary Lineker once and Bruce Grobbelaar. They're in St Albans in Wilworths. And
I'm at Gary Mabbott
yeah,
and who did I meet? Gary Stevens, and there was one other at the time. No, there wasn't. I think I spotted Gazza at the airport, but I'm not sure.
yeah,
Didn't get
yeah.
closer.
I yeah, I met him, and I got Gary Mabbott sent me a birthday card for my birthday when I was 10. So I was over the moon with that. So because my aunt knew where he lived, and she went round and got the sign. He lived in Bristol. He had a house in Bristol. My aunt went round. My auntie went round and got the sign me, do me a picture of him.
Nice.
So I was over the moon with that. He was such a lovely man, Gary Mabbott. Still is. What a gent. Um, it seems to be a good game, Cove, actually. Quite entertaining.
Proper football.
Yeah, I take it this is at Upton Park.
It is, yeah.
And here comes Tottenham again. The mighty Spurs. This was the build up to the great early '70s side, wasn't it?
It was. It was. I think West Ham had some really good players at this point as well. I mean,
Yeah, they did.
would have still had the likes of Bobby Moore there at this point. I would have thought.
I don't know if this was before the World Cup in '70 or after the World Cup in '70.
It'll be after. Oh no,
So
actually, this could be an earlier game. 69. No, it's going to be. I think it's got to be before because it's 69-70 season. So
yeah,
that would have finished. That would have finished May 1970 World Cup after
yeah.
that. Then
And it's actually I actually found out a stat about your national side England. Um, they never qualified. They qualified for the '62 final, but they didn't qualify again for a World Cup until 1982. Because 1970 they qualified automatically as world champions. and you missed out in 74, 78. So 82 was the last. So from 62 to 82, you never qualified for a World Cup properly. Which is an amazing fact.
Oh, somebody getting stretchered off back then meant they actually did have an injury.
Yeah, the leg was hanging off, or the arm was hanging off, or something. Yeah, I'll take Ben off there to Ben.
Funny seeing St John's ambulance there and that, with all the sort of expertise they have ready in the stands nowadays, and the medical staff. But I mean, this is Sunday football for me, and a lot of it. We always had somebody from just St John's ambulance there.
Jesus, he's really sparked out, isn't he?
He is.
Jesus. It was a man's game then, wasn't it? And all the West Ham Spanners fans clapping them off. Got a few comments here to go through. Coof, so if I've been
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Mark Cousin saying, I handed the ball to Hoddle. Oh, yeah, we did that one.
Okay.
Moondog saying, Levy sent me a birthday card. It had no stamp on it, and I had to pay for it. It was, and inside the card there was a coupon for 10% extra cost when you buy something at the club shop. Mark Cousins, when you do my Spurs 11, I'll tell you the story about Glenn, and don't get me started about Mr. Mabs. Yeah, it's massive fan of Gary Mabbott, just iconic for him. Because, same as a lot of diabetes sufferers around the country. Gary Mabbott was an absolutely inspirational.
And
Barry Ambrose, Hoddle, no contest on that previous question. Yeah, I think perhaps the contest. To be fair, Gazza was a brilliant player as well. But Hoddle's got to edge it, hasn't he?
A bit of breaking news. Two bits of breaking news, actually. Conte will be speaking to the journalists at 1:30 today to give his views on the North London derby being cancelled and the Leicester game tomorrow, which Leicester have 11 players out. So I don't know if they're COVID related. Burnley got their game postponed as well. That was postponed for tonight, I think. And the other bit of breaking news, and I love your thought on this now, Cliff. This is non-Spurs related. Frank Lampard is expected to be interviewed for the Everton's manager's job, with Wayne Rooney also being discussed as a candidate. Everton, how the mighty have fallen.
Comparable to us in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
They haven't been getting it right either. I mean, what's going on with their managerial appointments? They just never seem to fire. Whenever they get a promise of doing anything, they just fall away again.
Yeah, they do.
Very odd. Can't see Lampard or Rooney doing anything.
No.
I suppose Lampard seems like he's got some decent ideas, but Rooney, what's he done to prove anything?
Greasy, Jimmy Greasy. Wayne Rooney's done nothing. Apart from going to bingo. Frank Lampard. Yeah, we'll just end that there. That's what I think of them too.
I thought Lampard was actually doing okay at Chelsea managerial wise. I mean, they weren't going to win anything. It was nice.
Yeah, keep him there.
But no, he was showing something. At least he was showing a bit of invention and a bit of guts, picking youngsters and things like that. Perhaps that's what Everton could do with at the moment.
That's true. We've got one there from Arthur. He says, Hoddle's mum used to live right next door to my favourite cousins, so often saw him visiting when we were visiting my cousins. Wow. That's brilliant. Nice. And Tom Simpson, I think Lampard could do a good job at Everton.
He might.
He might do.
They need a sort of change in direction, though, don't they? Their signings have not worked out. Managerial appointments not been working out, so they need some sort of fresh approach, really. But then again, it's Everton. Who cares?
I don't. I just thought it was just non-football breaking news. So I thought I'd just bring it out there. White Hart Lane says, "I love these classic games. I wasn't alive to see most of them. Yeah, nor were me and Coover. But yeah, they're great to see the old ones. I'm glad you enjoyed them, White Hart Lane. That's our job to hope you enjoy them." And Mark Cousin said, "It's the Leicester game on TV anyway. Got a feeling maybe Amazon Prime. I think it's on BT Sport. I heard somewhere.
Just gonna have a quick look on Amazon, actually.
I think it is on BT Sport. I'll double check that now. Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't see much. Oh, never mind. I've got to get back to that. I don't know. We'd have to look that one up. Are we up to date on the comments at the moment?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Right, Dermot.
Yo.
One for you then. Let's go on the theory that we're only going to sign a single player in the transfer window.
Right.
There could be some realism in that. Perhaps we can manage to actually get one person signed. Who would it be for you? A realistic transfer?
Apart from the Wolves one.
Uh-huh.
That's all I can see come. And I can't even see that one getting over the line.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Do you know, it seems ridiculous that we have I mean, I say it again, all these people think Levy's done this for the club. Levy's done that for the club. This is why we're leaving out, because of the footballing side of the club. This being another January, we don't sign. Did we sign anyone last January?
Trying to think, did we?
I don't think we did.
Nothing springs to mind.
It's just an absolute disgrace, and I think he deserves. Levy deserves everything he gets. Absolutely everything he gets, and I don't think we will sign anyone. And I think Conte will walk. I don't know if he'll walk in February or he just get so peed off. He'll just walk either then or in the summer, but he will walk, and then it's ridiculous. I think we need players out like Sadelli and Dombellier, but Levy again. I want my money back. Well, he ain't going to get his money back. Get them out of the club. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. And yourself, could with the same question to you?
No, I'm sticking to what I said. I just don't see anything happening. I think we'll leave it far too late, and the only things that'll happen will be in the summer.
Yeah,
I think we're going to miss out on some big ones as well.
We will do. And I can see Vlahovic going to the scum.
I don't. I think he'll go somewhere else. I think.
Yeah, he'll go somewhere better.
Do you think Real Madrid are after? Is it Real Madrid are after him? Barcelona.
If they want him, he'll go there. He won't go to the scum ahead of Madrid. Unfortunately, he won't come to us ahead of Madrid either.
He'll play with Mbappe at Madrid. That'll be some lineup.
Yeah.
Any breaking news there while you're off there, Ben? Anything you can give?
No, I got a call from Italy. I just had to take it, unfortunately. But oh well.
Oh well. I mean, how the other half live in it.
Yeah,
I wish it was a proper call from Italy about Tottenham. But
Conte telling you about who he's signing.
He's signing Tottenham Tantrum Goal to be the team's new inspirational coaches. Wherefore we shout at the team.
Let me and Coover in there for 5 minutes with some of them players. We'll tell them. We'll show them what Tottenham means to us. Right, we'll get through some of these.
We've got the energy too at the moment.
Yeah, we were actually at the comments, and suddenly, as soon as you said that we're up to date, suddenly a load came in. Sure
Always the way.
right.
Always the way.
Yeah.
Right Art Lane
Uh,
2. And I was born in '99, but didn't follow Spurs until 2004. Fair enough, mate. But you are on board now. So welcome to the fun train. God, I wish this is the sort of fan we're talking about with hasn't seen Spurs that long and just mainly just known the Levy era. It's football used to be so much better, so much more to look forward
we
to.
won so many
this
great
rubbish.
days out of Wembley and trophies, and all we now celebrate top fours like the biggest achievement we could ever achieve.
Every season we were genuine contenders for everything.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be like.
And then we've got Moondog saying not on Prime. No, not even on Optimus Prime.
Autobots roll out.
Yeah. I tell you one thing. If they're looking for a new voice to do Optimus Prime Transformers, I think Google could do a good job on that.
There's only one Optimus Prime, mate, and he's not going anywhere.
No, and that's Peter Cullen.
Yeah,
he's the voice of my childhood.
Yeah, he bloody
Peter
well
Cullen
is.
was.
It's the only good thing about those movies, just having the real Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Autobots, roll out.
Well, if you're going to do that, then you'd want somebody from Exeter to do Optimus Prime.
Go on, then. Do it.
It'll just be the, you right there, my lover? That'll be perfect for Optimus Prime.
Yeah. Just say roll out in an Exeter accent. Go on.
Megatron, you fucking bastard.
Yeah. Yeah. Get somebody from Dublin. Hey, you fecker.
Optimus Prime's from Exeter in Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it doesn't work. It's like Darth Vader.
Work.
If he'd had the original actor doing the voice, still what was his name now? Yeah, would have been an entirely different sort of show altogether. Star Wars, especially if they'd gone with their disco theme as well. That was going to be originally instead of classical music. Orchestrated music, I should say.
You can imagine Mrs. Doyle right going, I find your face very disturbing. I really do. Now, would you like a cup of tea? Go on, do it.
Leon M96, come on, you Spurs. It's on BT Sport. He's saying.
Yeah, it is on BT Sport. Yeah.
Big up, Eugene. Good of you to join us again, mate. Just saying hello to everybody generally. I love Ben Davis. Good of you to join us again, mate. Most important transfer is Ndombele out. I'd rather have youth than him. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
True Set 3, 21 people in my basement. I'm willing to hit that little tiny subscribe button. I think they will come around by lunchtime when they get hungry. Great show. Cheers,
Thank
True.
you, True Set 3. Thank you so much. Yeah, just make sure you feed them.
Eugene again saying, big up to Brian Daigle protesting at the training ground. Yes, great
big
stuff.
Up, Brian. Absolutely big up.
And Gagoon was saying hello to Eugene as well.
Mr. Sean Butler. How are you, sir?
Shawnee boy.
Well, welcome aboard, mate.
Welcome aboard. Hope you.
I think we're finished with that one as well then.
Yeah. What's the third one we're watching?
Oh, should we have another one? Yeah, we still.
I'm gonna head off soon. That's if you do another one, I might jump out for that one. Let's finish the comments, and I think I'll have to jump off.
Yeah, I can do that. There'll be plenty more. Up to you, Dermot. I don't know how much we've got to talk about other than that. We're just waiting around for things.
We haven't really got much. We've got to go through his comments unless another guest wants to come on or somebody wants to replace Ben.
Ben's off now, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's go through the comments.
Handshakes and all that.
Eugene saying big up to Ben.
Yeah, big up to Ben.
Yeah, boys, I've got to sign out. I will catch you guys in my stream in a bit. Hopefully, I will see you boys there.
Absolutely.
Right,
we'll
see you later.
Take care.
See you guys. Cheers, guys, in the chat.
Yeah. If you
Eugene
did,
saying
I'll just
Gaguma.
send you a thing.
Okay, I'll see if I can pick up a couple of these in the
Yeah,
meantime.
I've just sent you some from the private chat there.
Yeah, no problem. Vlahovic won't go to Arsenal because he wants Champions League football, and that's why he doesn't want to leave yet.
Yeah,
it could well be. It's also kind of the reason we're not likely to get him, unless maybe hang on to the summer. I don't know. He's not going to know if we're good at Champions League by then.
no, that's true.
Eugene, Gaguma talking to Gaguma.
Yeah. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down to what I sent you in the private chat.
Okay, well, depends how long we want to go on for, mate. Because if we're
We've got
running out of
26.
things,
We've got 26 people in, so
okay, well, let's go for it if you want. Arthur saying when Spurs cheered out TV jumped out up and down. Couldn't get more Spurs than that. Right Heart Lane saying it's hard just being alive during the Levy era. Honestly,
it is.
I like it. Levy era instead of era. That works perfectly. My brother is Chelsea. Always feels sorry for me, but as I've only seen us lift one trophy. Yeah, it's hard going, mate. It really is. We used to have so much more. It was just a regular thing. Gutted how this club's been run over the last 20, 30 years even. Fell away badly. Moondog saying, no turning back. You're back on the ball in this game and no goalie's gloves. Yeah, strange with goalie's gloves because they were certainly around and then they seemed to go on and off whether they'd wear them or not. Perhaps it was just if it was wet, sometimes get a bit more grip. Mark Cousins, I'm close enough to do Optimus. Yes, you are, mate. I'm that neck of the woods as well. I'm never aware of how much I've sort of kept any of my accent or how much I've become West Country. I think I've got it fairly mild. Gaguma, saying hello to Eugene again. Right Heart Lane, Ben's had too much coffee with that energy. Yeah, quite possibly. But as he says, it's great coffee. He specialises in very nice drinks. Recommended me a couple of nice beers the other night, and they were great when I got them. I live near Exeter, says Leon. Yeah, you'll know the accent now. It's a fun one. Sean saying hello to Gaguma, customer to Ben, John Fitzpatrick saying Sean Butler or is it Sean Levy? I think he's trying to shake that tag at the moment, but
I think
it's not going to happen until well after the argument, is it? Oh, no, sorry, debate.
Sean's going to pop on for a few minutes as well.
Fair enough. Gaguma saying bye to Ben. Arthur saying, Ben, if you don't share, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Too late, he's gone.
Yeah. Right, I'm just going to introduce this man. He needs no introduction. He really doesn't. He is the man that puts Levy into every finance deal. He is the financial whiz kid of the stock market, but he is one hell of a nice guy. He really is. He really isn't Levy in or Levy out. He's Levy in the middle.
He's Levy doubt. Levy doubt.
Yeah. He's got Levy to the left of him, Levy to the right of him, but he's stuck in the middle with us. We'd rather have him here. It's Sean stuck in the middle. Big man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I love your intros.
I love the way you forgot the surname again.
Yeah.
I did. Okay. That happened twice this morning. Okay. I don't know why. My brain's
Shawnee Butler, but he does need no introduction, which is why he gave him a huge introduction. Yeah. How's it going, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good.
But finally recovered from the other night's success.
Mate, do you know what? I don't know if it's a success or not, because I watched it back and I deteriorated progressively, rapidly, and exponentially throughout that 5 hours. And by the end, I was obnoxious. I was slurring my words. I was over talking people. I was an absolute shit show. And
people loved that.
No, I don't know if well, listen, it certainly had by like two times my record number of views. But this is the thing. I'm ashamed of my performance, not happy with it. So I want to apologise for ruining everybody's evening on Sunday. And Kuba, you've
been on our Friday night ones. It's one of our best viewing figures.
I tell you one thing, Sean.
Yes,
I was on there. You were talking, and hello, he's gone again.
No, I'm here. I'm just putting my light on because
right. It was like you were doing this at one point. I could actually see you doing this, and then you sort of shook yourself up. And next thing I see you start doing this. And that's why I kept telling you, don't fall off the chair. You just kept doing. It was like I thought I was getting seasick at one point. You just kept it. It was. I tell you one thing. It was the best bit of YouTube I've seen in a while.
Oh, listen, mate. I don't like that. Brilliant. I don't. This is one of the things that I appreciate the positive feedback.
Yeah.
But I don't like the idea that stuff is now like rubber stamped.
You can take it down. You can.
Wait, I don't want to do that. It's got the most views.
Exactly.
There you go. So be proud of it.
Well, yeah, it's just twice. Like the last two streams that I've been on, one of them was your one on the Friday, where I was drunk again because I don't drink that much during the week. I don't drink that much. I certainly don't drink when I'm going on. A lot of people think that I'm always drinking cider, but it's not. Like I've got like the only glass that I ever have in the house is these glasses, but that's just Diet Coke.
It's starting already. Look,
it's just a
red wine.
Just a can of Diet Coke.
No, look, that doesn't work on this channel, Sean. I want. Since we've started, these two have convinced everyone I'm a raging alcoholic. I don't even drink, but they're convinced. I just roll with it now.
Well, this is the thing. People keep going, Sean, you're drinking cider already. I'm like, it's Barocca. It's just Barocca.
This morning I'm drinking Lucasade with Tira Maria.
Yeah. Otherwise known, Homebrew. Homebrew, definitely.
Luco Maria. I've heard of that one before. That's popular.
We're going to sign him.
Yeah, probably. Can we sign Sean? He'd be great for Tottenham morale.
Luco Maria sounds a sort of Levy budget
signing.
It
does, yeah. Right, an Argentinian second division player.
Shall we get through some of these comments quick, Kuv?
Yep, go for it. We've done this one for Arthur wants to know what that bit of secret info was. John Fitzpatrick saying big up to Sean.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
Keep it rolling. Absolutely.
That's the transformer thing. GTG, roll out.
Cole Simpson, keep it going, lads.
Yeah, we will.
When was you guys born? Says right now.
We'll start with the youngest and then we'll go around that way. So, when were you born, Sean?
84.
Kuva?
You want to go in ascending order then?
Oh, yeah. I was born in 1977.
And 71 for me.
Okay.
So
I
win. Do I win? No.
Yeah, we do. Well, we were the 80s kids, and Sean was a 90s kid.
Yeah. I had a conversation with one of the guys from the community. He phoned me up, Andrew. He phoned me up earlier. Had a chat. Actually, Kuba, I need to text you about that, I think. But he was asking me who my favourite Spurs player was growing up, or for my favourite Spurs player of all time. And I had to say David Ginola. And I think the reason why I said it was probably because when you're 10 years old and you see a player that's a superstar, that lives with you because it's so much more exciting at 10. As you get older, you factor in the greed, things like you factor in other things, and it takes away the kind of raw awesomeness of a childhood hero. And when I was at my peak childhood Tottenham days, when I was probably 10, I think I was about 10, maybe 11. That was David. That was 1997 when. Oh no, I would have been 13 when David Ginola was running like dribbling for days. Although I never actually thought he was a particularly great dribbler. I always used to think he used to run straight and the ball was quite close to his feet, and he used to just kind of bounce it off of the legs of the other player, the defender, and it used to always seem to work out, and he'd run through with it. But he was never like he was not like a Lucas Moura who would take it round players. I think he just kind of run through them a little bit, you know?
Are you trying to suggest David Ginola may have been blind?
I'm just saying he wasn't. He was a good dribbler, but he wasn't that good of a dribbler.
It's an interesting theory. Yeah, I know what you mean though. It's not the same when you grow older. You realise it's just people. When you're younger, they're like superheroes. It's like the image you have of your dad and everything. It's like Superman when you're a little kid, and then you grow up and realise just another bloke.
Just another bloke. Yeah.
But it ends up being your best friend. Your dad.
Absolutely. If you're lucky, yes, indeed. Eugene saying, got to get to work.
Oh, sorry.
Have a good one, mate. Nope, that's fine. He's going to be
goodbye, Eugene. Thank you very much.
John Fitzpatrick. Sean knows it's all good crack. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
You should come over to Ireland, Sean. We'll show you what drinking is. You think you're drinking?
Oh, is that about Sunday? Yeah. Well, like I say, I mean, it was good fun. I think it was good fun, but I watched it back in the last hour. I actually want to apologise to you,
Sean. That wasn't drinking. That's child's play. You want to come over here and do a full 24 hours.
I think I had 4 cans of Stella. I think I had a whole bottle of red wine, and I think I also was about a fifth of the way through a big bottle of vodka. So for me, that's just like madness.
I went to a wedding over here.
Terrible idea.
Yeah. I went to a cousin's wedding years ago, and we started drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. Me and my uncles. We didn't finish until 5 o'clock the following morning. Went to bed for a few hours. We're up at 9 like for the breakfast, and then my uncle. I was dying, so all I wanted was appetizer, which is like a sparkling apple juice. He took the label off apple cider, right, and put appetizer in the thing, right.
Nice. That's illegal, but nice.
Yeah, that was my
force
uncle.
Feeding
right?
you alcohol.
Yeah, and I was pissed again within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
the cider over there is brutal strong as well, isn't it? It's like 12.
Yeah, well, I only drink his Guinness. I think I must have had 30 pints of Guinness that night. 35 pints of Guinness.
Wow.
And I tell you one thing, I walked out as I walked in.
Does Guinness? I've never. Yeah.
Really pissed.
Really pissed. But I could hold my drink back then.
On all fours.
Yeah. Stumbling, breaking things on the way in and the way out.
No, I could always hold my drink back then. I could walk in. My dad now, he would have 3 pints, and he'd be half pissed. Me, I could drink for Ireland, and I would never get pissed. Now, 1 pint, and I'm gone.
Yeah.
I think when you get over the 40 mark, it hits you quicker.
It certainly hits you more in the morning after. I remember back when I was like university days when I played rugby, like I used to really paint the tiles hard, like really, really hard, and it just didn't matter. Like you Wednesday, you play your university game on a Wednesday, you'd go out on your like social night that night, and you'd be drinking heavily from 5 p.m. until like 4 o'clock in the morning, like non-stop, heavy stuff. And then you wake up Thursday morning at like 8:30, go into university, like nothing happened. A quick bacon sandwich and you're back in the game. These days, like I felt terrible yesterday, boys. Like, yesterday I was like, kill me. Like, I don't care. If there's a meteorite that's coming today, I'm cool with it. Like, no more problems.
Did the thought come into your head, Sean? I'm never drinking again.
Yeah.
That doesn't work because you always will drink again. You never convince yourself.
I had a hair of the dog. At like 5 p.m. yesterday. There was 1 can of Stella left, and I was like, "This is going to be tough." You know, it's like when I used to smoke cigarettes. Yeah. The next day, after smoking 20 ciggies, you have like another one on the next day. It kind of makes or breaks you. It either brings you back round, or it sends you into a pit of despair. And I tried the same thing with the Stella yesterday, and it kind of helped a little bit, but it wasn't like the hair of the dog that bit me was too. It was that bite was bloody hard, boys. It was hard.
Your poor dog. I feel sorry for your dog. Right, we've got my cousin says welcome.
That was a full bottle when we started that session.
What is it? What is that you got? What is
Jaffa cake flavored rum. It's awesome.
Is it? I bet it is.
Wow, really nice. Yeah.
But you weren't smash Coover. This is the thing. This is why I want to apologise to you, because you obviously had a lot to drink as well, but you kept your composure and were very patient with me. And I watched back the last hour, and I feel like I was so rude. Like I feel like I was a mess, mate. So I'm so sorry if I came across.
It's all good, mate. It's all good, mate. I'm always of the opinion, as long as things are flying around in the chat and everybody's having a good time, it doesn't matter. There's no point talking for the sake of it. Well, unless
talking about chats, should we get on with our chat?
Sorry, sorry,
mate.
Should we get on with it, because they're sort of backing up a bit now?
Oh, that's what's going to happen, though. So soon as the Sean's on, you sort of... the comments take a back seat. You,
Yeah.
you get on with what's in front of you. Really.
Well, Mark Cousins says, "Welcome to Levy's child."
Hi, Mark.
Yeah.
You know,
Carl Simpson,
one day you will get rid of that tag. I think.
yeah, but
One
not
day,
anytime soon.
Probably when Levy goes.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you'll be Amazon's child.
Amazon's child, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sounding much better.
That does
Yeah,
sound
it
cool,
does.
actually.
Right. Carl Simpson says, "Afternoon, Sean." John
Hi, buddy.
Fitzpatrick,
Hi,
big
Carl.
up Eugene. White Hart Night, I love that night. Every time that comes up, makes me smile. It really does. Talking about energy, Sean, don't stop. Big up Sean Butler, Eugene. Hi, Sean Fitzpatrick. Truth Sets Free. Best ring announcement ever. St. Dermot of Irish of Clothron.
In his cloth
Reincarnated.
In his cloth round.
Yeah,
Reincarnated. Yeah. I still don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'll give it a go.
We did it. We did love it, Sean. Carl was saying. See you later, Eugene. Truth Set Free. It was a great show. Sean is the top guy.
Love your channel. Your comments are lovely.
We love when you make a fool of yourself and get drunk online. JK Sean. See, there you go. We'll bring you back down to earth very quickly.
Yeah, there you go.
Howard Arthur says, we've won something.
Yeah.
Just-
The
what do we
Levy
win?
Trophy.
Yeah, we won the Levy Trophy.
What's that? What do you mean? What's
The
going on?
single
Bash-
League Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, right, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Bash-
Sorry. What are you doing, Dermot?
Well, I don't know. I just fancy doing it. Right. Best shows for one, Shawnee. Keep drinking.
What's in that flask again, mate?
Tim
Big up,
Marine.
big up, Shawnee.
Yeah.
They don't make them like that anymore. Kojak, sadly.
Yeah, that's true. We were talking about Kojak earlier, weren't we? Yeah, he was the worst Bond villain ever. He really was. And they actually tried to kill him. And Bob's like, seriously.
Levy's an upgrade on that sort of Bond villain. I
Well, at
think.
least Roger Moore had the right down, put him down a big chimney. He weren't walking away from that one.
Carl Simpson, 1982. So I grew up watching Spurs battle it out with Everton to see who could finish 16th. But we did play fun football. Yeah, you would have been watching the Aussie period and everything like that. Yeah. He's saying in the 90s. Yeah.
Arthur said George Lazenby was the worst Bond of all. Diana Rigg, 88, loads of onions for the kissing scene. She hated him.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that as well. Yeah. She
That's
passed
amazing.
away. She passed away a little while back, actually, Diana Rigg.
Yeah.
White Hat
George
Lane says,
Lazenby.
even though he went to United, Berbatov was one of my favourites.
Yeah, he was a slick player,
Hell
wasn't
of
he?
a player.
Such
Hell
a good
of
player. Although he had that languid style as well, right? Like where he didn't look like he was running, didn't look like he was putting much effort in. And I think that back in the day, people forgave that stuff in the pursuit of class. Whereas these days, I feel like people are less forgiving. Like an Ndombele's got all the class in the world, but none of the effort, and it's more frustrating. Which is why I worry about this Kessie guy. I've got a mate who's a massive. He's an English guy, lives in Italy. He's a massive fan of AC Milan, and he's an Everton fan from our side. But he says Tottenham fans are going to if we sign Kessie, we'll get really, really fed up with him because he's a different type of player to Ndombele, but he's very similar in the languid, lazy look. Like he gets more done, but he doesn't look like he's doing much, and it might piss us off.
Yeah, I'm hoping we don't get him as well. I think there's better options.
There is. Ginola is my favourite Spurs player as well. Yeah, because he was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brian would. This is from Arthur. Brian would eat you if he was hungry enough. And then
Mark Cousins, if you want cider, Sean, come to my part of the world.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Somerset.
where is he? Is he Somerset? Is he?
Somerset, yeah.
Yeah, I went to university in Bristol, Mark, and there was a pub, and I forget what it was called now, but it was a pub that was literally built in the middle of a road. So there was this quiet street with like houses both sides, and then there was a house literally in the middle of the road that blocked both the sides off, and it was a pub. and it had this cider called Exhibition Cider, and the pub itself was like super hot. They had the heating on to the point where it was like a sauna, and they sell all the different beers and drinks, but they sold this particular cider called Exhibition, and they only ever sold it in half-pint glasses, and they served it at room temperature, so you'd guzzle it back because you were so hot in there. But it was loopy juice. This cider was like brewed on the premises somewhere in the basement, and it was maddening how drunk you got on it. And as you left, just to finish the anecdote, as you left the pub, there was all these metal garages, like single garages on one side of the road, and they had all of these like dents in the metal, like corrugated iron or steel, whatever it was, and it was always at head height, between like 5'5" and 6 foot. There was all of these like dents in the metal, and I always wondered why there were so many dents all the way along this street. And the landlord told me it was people that had drunk Exhibition Cider would get into headbutting contests where they would headbutt the metal sheets as they were leaving the pub at closing time. So I don't know, Mark, if you've been to that pub, if you know much about Bristol cider, but it's a wonderful place, and I miss it a lot.
Horrible drink to get drunk on.
Yeah.
That's some of the worst hangovers I've ever had is on cider. I had to quit it after a while.
Yeah, dangerous stuff. Dangerous.
Yeah.
Truth Sets 3 says, Sean, your channel gets better every time. That it does. Arthur says, Spurs versus more...
Man United.
Manure. Yeah, Man United.
Yeah.
1962 FA Cup.
Oh,
Come
yes.
on, you Spurs.
That was
it was fun, that.
Yeah.
Truth Sets 3 said, Sean, better not get back to boring Levy talk. It shows they're a party now instead. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ed, good of you to join us, mate.
Yeah,
Gin with elderflower water and black pepper. Greatest thing for a hangover. That's an interesting.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I swear by the ice cream milkshakes. It just always settled my stomach.
Yeah, you text me about that. What do you do? You just get some ice cream from the freezer, put some milk in with it, and then blend it together, do you?
Yep, literally that. And just preferably if you got like some fruit or something, or a tin of like peaches, something like that.
Get your 5 a day in there.
I just find it settles the stomach, and you feel like you can cope a bit better.
Yeah.
And then double the amount of paracetamol we'd normally have.
Yeah,
I always seem to cope on that.
Nice.
Sushant Basal is it again, saying it seems to be a shambles. Transfer window seems to be the only Traore for me.
Yeah.
You guys happy if we get rid of Bergwijn and then Ndombele? And Ndombele more than Bergwijn, but yeah, I think they've both got to go really, from my point of view.
Only if we can replace Bergwijn. I don't want to see him leave unless we've got someone coming in.
Yeah, let him leaving suggests we have to me.
Yeah.
That would fit in with Traore coming in.
Yeah.
We've got Kaguma. Okay, Sean has the best laugh. It reminds me of cookies.
Thank you.
Sean, it does indeed have an infectious laugh. But
why do we take so long to make moves for players? I know it's ridiculous.
Let me think. 2 words: Lee and V.
Heiberg is a great player at what he does, yes, and I think he's been overused. I don't agree with the thing that he's a crap player. He's not. We've overused him, and we've basically, same as Ken, we're broken them, and that's I think what's happened. There's no replacements for them. We can't rest them, and the players, when we do rest them, the players that come in cannot do a job. So I just think it's a shambles all the way around. And stick to second.
So I'll just quickly get through a couple of these because Shawnee's here, so let's get his views on things. My favourite player of all time is Ledley King. What a player, says John Fitzpatrick. He is indeed a brilliant player. Carl Simpson, I want James Ward-Prowse, quality player he is.
Yeah,
definitely offers the passing and
such a versatile
pieces. Yeah.
Such a versatile player. Could play up front, could play CAM, could do anything.
Suchant saying, you look like a rock kind of person to me, Sean. Huge fan of Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Pink Floyd, Nirvana, Megadeth, and many more. My sort of music, mate. And many more. What about you, my man? Sean, I think your name right.
I like all music, mate. So I know it sounds like a cop-out answer when it comes to music, but I'm as happy listening to, as long as the mood is right. If I'm in the gym, I like listening to heavy metal and stuff that gets you really pumped up. Not that I've been to the gym for a long time, so I put on a lot of weight, but over COVID. But I'm happy listening to like an Ed Sheeran song if it's a well-written song. I don't pick genres. I pick songs, and I certainly make music from all genres as well. But good for you, Sushan. I appreciate your style, mate. Those names are all amazing names in the music archives.
Yeah, best not to nail yourself down to one genre, definitely. Mark Cousins saying the farmer stuff is the best homemade, cloudy and lethal. Definitely.
Big up, Mark.
King Arthur saying I'm annoyed. I can't see where I am in the Spurs Manure Cup match 1962. Sorry, mate. We're just dealing on highlights there, but good to know you were there, though. It must have been a hell of a day for you. John Fitzpatrick, one trick is to drink a pint of milk before you drink. Lines the stomach. Yes,
it does. My mother told me that for years. My mother she was from the north. And she used to make me drink a pint of milk before I went out on the drink.
Interesting.
Just food in general works as well. It's just something to soak it all up with. King Arthur again said Jimmy Greaves equals El Maestro.
Exactly.
Superb player.
Is that Arthur? Arthur with Kim and
those guys? It is.
Okay.
King Arthur,
Hi, Arthur. How are you, mate?
True Set 3, 1% milk. Sorry.
Yeah.
The True Set 3. The secret is the small bit of vanilla extract. Yeah. Could be.
And there we are. We're at the end of the comments.
We are. Wow. So, Sean, Leicester coming up.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts there? Apparently, they've got 11 players out. Did you say, Dermot?
They've got 11 players out. They've got one with COVID, one with COVID, a few out because they were too drunk to play, and the rest of them because they can't be asked. So the Premier League's going to suspend it, aren't they?
Good enough for Arsenal. So surely they can get it called off.
Have they asked for it to be suspended?
I don't think so. No,
don't think so.
But, I mean, if they were to get some more COVID cases, it could well be called off. I mean, that'd just be it'll be unreal. We could be playing all of our remaining fixtures in May at this rate.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It is what it is. There's some upside. I'm not an advocate for it to be called off. I wasn't an advocate for Arsenal to be called off, but Tottenham at the moment have most of our best players out, right? Or the most important players, like Romero, so important. He's been out for a long time. We need him back. Eric Dyer, even though it's crazy to say that he is such an important player for Tottenham, he is an important player for Tottenham, especially with Romero out. So, and then obviously Sonny out, right? And obviously we've got Harry Kane back, and he seems to be firing fit. But and with Reguilon out, like our defense has been decimated, and so you could make the argument that whilst I think we would have beaten Arsenal, I don't trust the Tottenham 11 that we had out against Chelsea, that we had playing against Chelsea rather, because of our back four just being so susceptible, so weak, so vulnerable. Japhet Tanganga making these mistakes, akin to what Serge Aurier was making. And so you could make the argument that these cancellations, even though they suited Arsenal, you could argue that they also suited us. And it's such a massive month of games. It's a key, crucial part of our season, and to have had to go through them all with such a weakened defensive line, who knows what would have happened? But I don't particularly hate the fact that there's a better chance of playing Arsenal with Romero and Dyer back and Sonny back in 6 weeks' time or whenever it's going to be rescheduled. As far as Leicester goes, I hope it goes ahead, because I think we always do fairly well against Leicester. But my God, is it a big game? Like, it's so important for our season. If we lose to Leicester, I think it's not a write-off, but it certainly is going to be a massive dent in our aspirations and our ambitions. If we draw, I wouldn't take a draw, but I wouldn't be devastated by a draw. I think a draw away at Leicester is not a bad result, generally speaking. And if we win, then it puts us in a massive advantage, right? We'll be above Arsenal still with the games in hand. We'll be 1 point behind West Ham, I think, or 2 points behind West Ham with like 4 games in hand over them or 3 games in hand over them. So, it sends out a very, very clear message that we have got games in hand, and you'd rather have the 3 points in the bag than the points in the bush, or the games in the bush. But if we do get the 3 points against Leicester tomorrow night, then it sends a very loud message that Tottenham are a major threat for top four. And after we get through Leicester, we've got some. I know we've got Chelsea then on the weekend, but we've actually got. I know I don't think we'll get much from Chelsea, but who does? But after that, we've got like a nice few games. Southampton, I think we've got Everton, I think we've got Wolves coming up. Like we've got some games where we can probably get some good results. And also West Ham have got a tough run of fixtures. We tried to go through that on the show on Sunday before, or whilst I was getting drunk. I was looking at the fixtures during the show. Man United have got a tough run of fixtures, and Arsenal have got a tough run of fixtures. So if we can get the 3 points, it's going to be a tough game. I don't know if, and I'll stop talking now because it's been, again, typical Sean, a 2-minute rant. But
no, I was just going to say, it's good. I was just going to say there's a lot in the chat saying that Kane has COVID. Now, I can't confirm that. I don't know if it's true or not. I am looking at the moment to see what's going. I've also read in the chat some here. Carl Simpson says that Leicester are one COVID case away from the game calling the game off. Now, I want to ask you a question. If the game is called off, when should they do it? And how should it be done? I mean, should it be called off now, or now in the Premier League be called off 10 minutes before the game starts? How should the Premier League do this? I'll start with you, Goober, and then go with you, Sean. How does the Premier League deal with this now? Because obviously the game should not have been called off on Sunday. Have they set a precedent that they're going to have to follow it every time now? Because what happened with the North London derby?
Well, no, they don't have to follow it each time, but I mean, it allows clubs that option now, doesn't it? Because they've set the precedent that it can be done. If you got in just a handful of cases, you can call it off. What they should be doing though is it's got to be early warning to all the poor sods that are travelling to games, because it's expensive, the travel alone getting to these places and the time they give up. It's not just a case of refunding tickets. There's a lot more going into it than that. Said it before. They need to have some sort of fund set aside to reimburse fans on these sort of occasions.
Yeah.
Because if you're not letting them know, I'd say at least 48 hours in advance. If it's for people close to the ground, 24 hours is plenty of notice for a lot of people. But people travel from a lot further, so 48 hours notice. That's what I'd say. If they're not reporting, making a claim to call the game off before then, just play it. Clubs have huge squads. It's not just the first 11 and a couple of reserve players. They've got massive squads. There's academy players to fill in with places like this. Leeds were an example the other night, weren't they? With the youngster on the bench, 15 years old.
15,
they certainly fulfilled their fixture, and West Ham, as you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So
it's ridiculous. I mean, if Kane has got COVID, I mean that will be.
But then we're fucked, aren't we? Then we're in a lot of problems.
Well,
right?
Sean, I don't actually look. I mean, I'm sorry. I hate the fans that think, "Oh, we've got Kane, we're fucked." You have to be positive all the time. You have to be positive. I'm always positive, even with the Chelsea game. Cooper will tell you, I was positive right up to the point Chelsea scored, and then I become non-positive after that. But up to that point, for the full 15 minutes before that goal, wasn't I, Cooper? Spurs are going to win 5-1. Chelsea got. But
and you were on your own as well, man.
I was, and I wasn't. And I'll tell you one thing: I stuck to my guns. But Sean, we have to play these games. If Kane's out. We just have to.
No, I get it.
We've got Scarlett there. We can play him. Bring in the youngsters.
Trouble is, Sonny's out as well. That's what makes it crippling at the moment.
But if we didn't have COVID, we still would have missed Sonny anyway.
Yeah.
But you can bring Scarlett in. I agree. Yeah. But he's going to need somebody like Kane to play alongside him.
Yeah.
It's too much on his shoulders otherwise.
Would you play Stevie B or Mora up front?
Yeah.
Instead of Scarlett, yeah.
You have to, yeah.
We've got here Ben Parker from Vietnam. We haven't seen him in the chat for a while. Yeah, good morning, sir, or good evening, whatever it is. Thank you for joining us. And Carl Simpson's just saying there, Stevie B or Mora up front. Sean and Kuba, and then
Yeah.
Ben's just put in Kane out, Son out, by
Dybala, yeah.
Dybala now.
I'll tell
Sorry,
you one thing.
I don't mean. I sometimes find it get. I find it hard to get my teeth around some names, so I do apologise if I stumble. I don't mean to, so I do.
It's all good.
I try to.
Well, one of the things I'd like to, so a couple of ideas, right, that I think that could be a genuine scenario or genuine solution to, because Tottenham are getting punished through no fault of their own. If it ends up with Leicester being cancelled.
Oops, I'll be right back. I can't actually hear you, Sean. I'm just going to deal with something in a second.
Okay. So, Dermot, like two things, right? So one is like, how do you compensate the fans for all of the disruption to their plans? One of the options, I don't think, generally speaking, like, you know, if you book a holiday and you book your hotel separately to how you book your flight, if the flight is cancelled, you know, unless you have holiday insurance, it's not the hotel's fault that you couldn't get there. So the hotel, right? So I think one of the things you could do is when tickets are sold, 50 quid a pop, maybe Premier League clubs could like strike up a partnership with a travel insurance company and then say for an extra £3 or an extra £2 or something like that, you're covered for your losses incurred if the game doesn't go ahead.
Well, that's covered under your ticket when you buy the club. You buy the club from that. You buy your ticket from that club.
Yeah.
So the club, by law, are entitled either if they can't satisfy what you bought the ticket for, A, to give you a refund, or B, that ticket
give you another
can
ticket.
be used.
Yeah, but I mean more around like, you know, the cost of, you know, if you wanted to go to Leicester and you booked a hotel, right? Because you're not going to get back, that sort of thing. You know?
Yeah, there should be something put in place, but sadly, football clubs or the Premier League don't think for the fans. They think about They think about the people, the posh people, the poor sandwich brigade.
Yeah. But I just think, you know, it could be just like an option that
it could be an option. I agree with you.
A couple of quid extra, and then an insurance company, a travel insurance company like eShore or whatever, will then cover you if your hotel can't be used because you're staying up, you know, whatever that sort of shit.
Yeah, on the flip side of that, fans are paying very high for ticket prices at the moment anyway.
True.
So why would you? There's people that can't afford it, Sean. I mean,
I get it. I'm just saying.
I couldn't afford. I mean, I don't know everything else financially. I mean, me personally, I couldn't afford to go to every game. I'm hopefully coming on the 13th to the Wolves match. I mean, I've got to pay for a boat fare to get over from Ireland to England.
Yep.
Then I've got to pay for my travel from Holyhead to London. Then I've got to pay for them from King's Cross to Tottenham.
Yep.
I mean that, and before buying a ticket, that's nearly €150. And then
I'm saying if you paid £2,
but some people can't afford that, Sean. Some people can't afford that. So it's a great idea, but I think for some people's finances won't stretch to that. I don't think it's something you could put into practice anyway. But I do agree with you. They need to do something to reimburse fans for travel and that. But I think some railways will give them a refund on their train ticket if they buy it in advance. And I think if you book it through your hotel through Booking.com or somebody like that, you automatically Booking.com will reimburse you your money because there is certain rights in Booking.com that it's an insurance thing.
Yeah.
I mean, most fans will just drive up on the day of the game, like to Leicester and that, or get the bus up, coach up. But it's like the American fans come over from America. It's the people that get up at 3 or 4 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the morning in Vietnam, China, all the Spurs fans in Australia. They're the ones I feel sorry for.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
the fella that jumps in his car and drives, say, an hour and a half to Leicester. Yeah, I feel sorry for him, but he's probably a season ticket holder, and most of the money he will lose is his petrol money, what he puts into the car. Yeah, it's bad, but I feel sorry for the people that make an effort to come over from America, Europe, Ireland. the people that get up in Australia to 1 o'clock in the morning, like Darks on G, like Guguma, like John Fitzpatrick, people like that, I really feel sorry for. There was somebody that came over from New York for the North London derby, and it got called off.
I know, and it's terribly sad for them. It's terribly sad for those people. But it's like I say, it's not. It's I don't the Premier League. You know, like I don't know what the solution is there because they'll travel over 2 days before the game, right? And there has to be, you have, like, just playing devil's advocate, you have to factor in that things happen. If COVID cases break out, there isn't an outbreak. You know, I agree with you that doing it 6 hours before the game or 24 hours, there has to be at some point a cutoff, 48 hours, whatever that is. But there are still going to be some people that are traveling before that period. You know, I know that guy from Dallas who flew over for the game against Burnley and got all the way up to the actual stadium. You know, and then that was called off because of snow. You know, like you can blame the weatherman or you can blame God for snow, but you have at some point you have to cut off. You have to have a cut off and say sometimes there's reasons why games have to be called off, and sometimes those aren't known until too late. You know,
I think if teams like have proper COVID cases and there's a COVID outbreak, why wasn't the Arsenal training ground shut down?
Yeah, the Arsenal situation was an absolute disgrace. Absolutely, because it wasn't even COVID. It's because they picked a squad full of AFCON players. You know,
but the problem is we don't even know if Leicester's got a major COVID outbreak. How come their training ground isn't closed?
Yeah,
you know,
I hear you. Yeah.
Sorry. And there's a comment here from Ed M. He said, "Just don't call off the games in first place. If you have to play the under-23s, play them." I agree with that. Honestly, we got kicked out of Europe for following the rules.
Yeah.
Arsenal get nothing to do them because they didn't follow the rules.
Yeah. No argument here.
A lot of it is going to be pressure from the Premier League, of course, because they'll want their product to be being shown with the top players on the show at all times, aren't they?
And who's making the decisions at the Premier League? David Dean is one of the key men at the Premier League, right? And he's Arsenal through and through. So,
are you suggesting there might be some sort of favouritism towards Arsenal in this case?
That decision should be investigated for corruption.
It's not going to be, though, is it?
It's
like the government. You know, when Boris Johnson's when he's been caught with his party pants down 20 times, and their answer is, well, we're going to have an investigation. All right, but who's investigating? Your mate in the room next door. Like, come on. You know, if I do something illegal, I can't say, sorry, police, before you arrest me, I'm actually going to have my mum and my dog Bugsy Malone. They're going to investigate before we know what's going on. And if they say that there's no rules have been broken, then police, you can kindly fuck off because there's an investigation that's going on. Like, it doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. You know, so
on the Boris Johnson thing, very quickly, that other fella, what was his name? He keeps dropping bombshells every now and again. Hello, Sean's off. Dominic Commons, that's it. The fella that couldn't see where he was driving or something.
Yeah. No, he had to go. Was it a taste? He lost his sense of smell or something? And oh no, he was getting his eyes tested, wasn't it? He had to get his eyes tested at a particularly important castle.
Anyway, let's get back to Tottenham and football.
So I wanted to give you my second idea of how we could potentially protect ourselves, and that is, you've got 3-4 months left of the season. But there's a lot of games now and it's not just us, right? Burnley are backed up. Burnley have missed 4. I think Burnley have actually played a game less than Tottenham. There's a few other teams that are doing that. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea because I know you have to finish everyone has to play their final game at the same time. So that if there's no way that a team can finish their season and another team might not have to do or play well or whatever. So you have to all finish at the same time. But there are 12 weeks between the end of the season and the start of the next season, and there is no international competition this summer.
There actually is. There's Europe. There's the Nations League in June. There's a block 2 week, and then plus you also got the World Cup in November.
Yeah, that's in November. So my idea was just to see if you could just delay because it finishes on May the 7th. Could you not just add an extra 2 weeks in and push it back to May 21st, and then allow some more teams to finish their. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to go until all the way to June, but is there any idea where you could extend the finish of the season into a couple of weeks?
The season is starting earlier next season
because of the World Cup.
Because of the World Cup in November. They're gonna have to see. They should have put a circuit breaker in when this started, and everyone was calling for one. But the Premier League decided, no, we're gonna lose loads of money here. They actually put the circuit breaker in, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Well, maybe not. You don't know, right? Even if you do have a circuit breaker, it doesn't mean that there's not another COVID outbreak in March or something.
But we wouldn't have so many games backed up. You know, the league is there's one team on, 19 games, another team on 15 games.
Yeah, let's get it up. I'll get up the current play on the table.
It's ridiculous. What's your thoughts on that, Cove? How would you handle? Would you extend the season, or what would you do?
Well, cancel all internationals at the moment.
Yeah.
Pointless.
But that's not going to happen. You know that too.
There's 5 games between the most played and the least played. Manchester City have played 22, and Burnley, who happen to be at the bottom of the table, have played 17. That's outrageous. That's so bad.
I'd cancel the stupid summer competitions, and if we need to extend the season, do that. It's otherwise it's just crazy anyway. It's like the pandemic doesn't matter to some cases. Why is the AFCON Cup going on? Why is the World Cup stuff going on? It makes no sense at this moment.
Well, the World Cup's an absolute disgrace, but that's for another show.
Many reasons,
We're going to finish up soon because Tottenham on tour is coming on soon, and Brian and Ben's going to be on these coffee shops soon. So I want to get off before Ben and Tottenham on tour start because Brian's at the training ground, and I think it wouldn't be fair also being on when Ben's on as well, so everyone could over and have a bit of a chill out to Ben making coffee.
Let's give Sean a little quick fun one to do then.
Yeah.
If we were doing with a few people this morning, if you're only allowed to pick one player that comes in this transfer window, who would you go for, Sean?
It's a good one, actually. I like this.
What, dream world or reality?
Realistic. Yeah, it can be ambitious, but still realistic. That's all we got time for. Now we're on.
I'm torn because I think that the only one that's realistic at the moment looks like Adama, but I don't think he offers anything that we need more than what we already have. I feel like the right wing back, he's not going to be able to play right wing back immediately. He's not training that position, and if he was put in there, I'd be terrified of our defence. So I think for the rest of this season, you have to play him up in the kind of in a 4-3-3 or whatever, and see if he can be an impact player, which doesn't really change too much for us. I think that James Ward-Prowse would offer a lot of versatility, but I don't know if all I've ever heard about that is that Tottenham fans want him. Not heard any rumours that there's any conversations going. Of the names that are touted and flouted around in the media, I think a centre back is probably super important. I don't think you're going to get Vlahovic. Dybala would be nice, would be lovely because he could play a bit like a James Ward-Prowse. He could play across the top or as a striker or maybe even as a cam. But I don't think that's realistic either. So if there's one chance, I don't know. A centre back probably, because I just worry about our defence is incredibly is threadbare. If Romero comes back and his injury is not handled and managed correctly, and the injury that he has is one of those injuries that flares up all the time, right? So if you have to play him because Dyer's still out injured, then that risks him going out. Our season could be over if Romero comes back and he snags his thigh or his hamstring again. It's a hamstring, isn't it? If that flares up, he's done for the rest of the season. And if Dyer continues to be a little bit, fragile, then we're in a whole lot of problems. To answer your question, the easiest way is probably I'd say James Ward-Prowse would be the player that I think would be able to fill in most of the holes. But it's a difficult one. I don't want if we only have one. I don't think Adama does enough for us for it to be him. He doesn't. He's an option. He'll be something that's handy off the bench, but he doesn't plug any holes that we already have. you know.
I
So
agree.
Fair enough.
I
All I'm going to
agree,
say is
except
that
for you, but I agree, except for you have some sort of optimism about him whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because I just think absolutely
I'm all I'm going to say to you, Sean, is we're the mighty Tottenham Hotspur. We're going to win everything this season. The double
yeah,
is on.
you know me, my
Well, the
glass is
treble is
always it's always half full.
No,
well,
my glass is
quadruple's
always
still
full.
on. We've been robbed of everything else.
Yeah, so the double
Especially
is on,
against
isn't it,
Chelsea, VAR robbing us by having 3 correct
Right.
decisions in a row.
Let's get through these
You can't
comments.
account for that.
No, you can't. Shall we get
Boom, I
through
love
these
you.
comments before we bugger off?
Yeah, let's
for
go
a few
for it. Let's
hours
go
at
for it.
least.
Ben saying if Leicester cannot play the game, they should give us
Yeah.
3 points. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
Yeah.
Arthur saying Gilzine, a phenomenal player. He certainly was. Club legend.
Yeah. Derek Hutchinson, I got to read this one out, Cove. He says Spurs, it's not Spurs anymore. I agree. We need to get our Spurs back, Levy and Enoch out as soon as possible. Yes, Levy and Enoch out.
Okay.
That's the star comment of the day.
Levy out. Enoch out. As long as we can find someone who's better.
We got it. We've done it. We've done it. Yes.
I don't mind him. He can go. Just find me someone better. I'm happy for him.
Oh,
to
hang
leave.
on. Did
Just
you
find
mean
me someone better?
No,
Hang on.
might be saying Enoch out, but Levy's in.
Yeah.
You never know.
Right. Now, read what's on the bottom of the screen, Sean. Just read that out for me.
I do not see the clock at any time when I go to a game.
No, at the bottom of the banner. The banner.
Oh. Levy out,
banner.
Enoch out. Yeah, Levy out, Enoch out. You're going to try and clip this, are you? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've already said it yourself anyway.
That's
so
okay.
I'm
I'm happy for the guy to go. I appreciate everyone who's frustrated about the transfers. I am frustrated and I hate the transfer policy too.
Okay, we need to get cracking.
I know.
Not going into a debate with you today, Sean.
Ben Parker saying Arsenal knew they were going to lose. Yeah, I think
Exactly.
they are running scared.
Sean will be going to the protest. Of course he will. He was there with Brian Daigle.
I support the protest. I support the right to protest. Good luck, Brian.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
And Levy out. Enoch out.
Oh,
Levy out.
King Arthur, 1,000,000% Enoch and Levy out.
I don't want them at my club anymore. I thought I'd back you all the way.
Always love it when people go beyond the 100%. It's like
Boris really should have kept Dominic Cummings sweet. That backfired. Yeah, he could be Boris Johnson's downfall.
He will be. He will be.
Yeah.
Arsenal loaned out another player today. How is that allowed to happen? It's ridiculous.
Are they playing tonight or tomorrow night?
I don't know.
They just play whenever they feel like it, apparently.
Yeah. Drop
out that
pointless
Nations League. What does it actually?
Arsenal have got they've got the Carabao Cup on Thursday.
If they want to.
Yeah. Scrap the pointless Nations League. Yeah. Visions of Brian and he's right under the tree.
It's sort of like the opposite of the Great Escape.
It is. William Kelly, big up William Kelly. Thank you for joining us. Levy's child is changing. Yeah, he is. The more he comes on here, more he becomes a proper Levy out fan.
I hear you guys. I hear all your opinions. I hear them.
And then we have to. Well, what a great way to end up the comments, Guguma. Great show.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us, Guguma.
Right. I know I said last night we were going to do a Bill Nick special tonight. I've got all the information there. But I've got a new software and I don't know how to use it. I'm going to be honest now. So we will.
What software have you got? What are you doing?
I'll explain to you off in the back room, Sean.
Okay. Yeah, upgrading though, are you? You're getting a bit more feisty with your performance. Okay.
Yeah.
But Dermot got overly ambitious and a little bit too short on the time frame.
No, I have.
He went and bought the Sky Broadcasting Network.
Just let me finish. I'm doing the show now. Let me speak. Yeah, right. I have the information all written out, but I have to transfer it to another sort of like better that is done better than how I've done it. So we're going to push that show back to Wednesday or Thursday. So I do apologize. But we will be
just as coming soon. That would be best.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but we will be showing it. It's just me and Cooper tonight. We are showing a classic game. Not unless Sean wants to join us, he can do if he likes.
We did the classic last night, didn't we? We're usually doing a sort of chat show type based one tonight.
So if Sean wants to pop back, he can. We talk everything Spurs and Levy in, Levy out, and just have it a bit of a open how Brian got on and the matches and a preview to the rest of the game anyway.
Of course. Of course, if we're not doing the Bill Nick one tonight, it won't be tomorrow if there's a game on either. So
No.
Can I just say quickly? I've just noticed that there's a little thing that you can do in StreamYard, and obviously you guys are aware of it. The way you can star people's when you're flying through them, ones that you want to come back to, you can kind of star them and then come back to them later, right?
Yeah.
Really
Conte, I've got a bit of breaking news from Conte's press conference before we go. Conte firing shots at Arsenal. This is the first time in my life that a league postponed the game because of injuries. It's a very strange decision.
Go on, Conte!
Nice. Get in there.
I think that's a great way to end. Carl Simpson, great shows guy. I want to thank everyone. I'm going to leave that on Kaguna because she is the Empress of the TTG Army. I want to thank everyone that's come on this morning. I want to thank Sean for popping on. I want to thank Ben, our normal from the coffee shop. He's about to start, so everyone get over to Ben's. Tottenham and Tour about to start. Everyone get over to Tottenham and Tour. Kuba, thank you once again for all your help this morning, putting the games up for us. Thank you to Duck Jive for allowing us to use the game. And, quickly, Kuv, game Leicester, on, off, if it's on, what's the score?
Who knows? Don't know, but I mean, as things stand, hopeful for a win. I'll take a point if we can back it up with a point at Chelsea as well.
Good on. Well done, Keith. One word answer for you, Sean. One word answer for you. On, off, or win or lose?
Win.
All right. And will the game be on?
Yes, it will be on. Yes, it will be on and win. On, it's on and we win.
Go for off and win.
Yeah.
William Kelly says, "Did we sign anyone yet?" Of course, not got me. We got on this. Yeah, that's true. And then this one from this Hollywood fella. Thank you for Hollywood for being. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, just leave it there then.
Hollywood.
All I'm going to say is thank you all for watching this morning. We do appreciate it. We're on the march to 300. We're 21 away from 300 subscribers. Please like, subscribe. If you want to donate, you can do. The link is on the YouTube channel. We've got at the bottom of the banner, leaving out in account. This transfer window is diabolical. And all you're going to say one word, and I say it every time. You never will beat the Irish. When the Spurs go marching in, I want to be in there.